Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin gómìnà South West pátá, ẹ má wò wá níran, ẹ bá wa dá sí i. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátá, ẹ má mà dá wa dá o, ẹ bá wa dá sí i. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Ará Ọ̀nà Kakanfò ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ má wò wá níran o, ẹ bá wa dá sí i. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho, Professor Verge o, ẹ bá wa dá sí i. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin social cultural group pátá, ẹ má jẹ́ orẹ̀yìn o, ẹ jẹ́ àjọṣe o. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá nílé ní diaspora, ẹ má jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ wa o, ẹ jẹ́ àjọṣe o. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Mùsùlùmí Kìrìsìtẹ́nì ẹlẹ́sìn àbáláyé, ẹ má jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ wa o, ẹ jẹ́ àjọṣe o. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Iléyá o, Iléyá o, Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la. Ilé ti yá, Iléyá wa ọ̀la nítorí o. Iléyá, Iléyá òdòrò mọ́ Iléyá wa ọ̀la.
It's one Mori Oduduwa on the mic.
And a very good afternoon and welcome to another beautiful Tuesday, the 15th day of December 2020. We're sorry we're running about an hour and a half behind schedule, but we will try to catch up with every conversation that we have again today. Moki gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, and I welcome you as you're joining the broadcast, wherever you are joining from. I say good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It is Nigeria at the verge of breakup. It will break up whether by peace, whether by means of violence, whether by the means of negotiation, lobby, whichever one that you think that will work for us. Eventually, the Fulani cannot continue to dominate us, and that is one of the reasons why we are doing what we are doing, so that a lot of people ní omiji. A lot of people are not really caring of the situation, and I'll tell you why. We're still almost putting up all our different channels up as quickly as possible. Nigeria at the verge of breakup. We are now at the part 196. Nigeria at the verge of breakup. Some people say we are not breaking up. We are literally just coming out of a system that was not meant for us. Some say, dissolution is the word we should be using. Some believe that we should not use the word breakup. Some say we are just, we are not negotiating anything. There's nothing to negotiate. So let us always get that right. We are not negotiating anything. We are literally in Nigeria. Ẹ jẹ́ kó yé wa dáadáa, inú Nigeria la wà presently. But we have what they call a boundary. Boundary yẹn, òun la fẹ́ já kúrò láàrin àwa àtàwọn Fúlàní àbí àwọn Málà àti Ìgbò. Kólúkálukú lè dá wà kó máa ṣèjọba tarẹ̀, so that our resources á lè tó wá lò. Ẹni tá bá wá fẹ́ bá ṣe òwò láàrin àwọn tájọ kúrò láàrin ara wa, á decide in tá fẹ́ jẹ́ kó bá wa ṣe àti táwa náà fẹ́ bá wọn ṣe. But that is not going to be easy. And I'll tell you why. So what we're going to do is, while I'm just getting the remaining part of the network ready, I'll say once again, a very good afternoon to you, wherever you're joining. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki, a very proud Yoruba man. I've taken these as my own responsibility. Everybody will take something as their own responsibility. But my responsibility now, every day, as a media person, is to use all the energy in my media, which has been registered prior to what we are doing. But I am now using every resources I have, every knowledge, every network to continue to bring Koiki Media to represent, the dissolution, the breakup, the amalgamation. That is the right word I was looking for. The amalgamation, whether it will be peaceful, whether it will be violent, whether we are going to negotiate, whether we are going to lobby, it has to happen. We will not continue to be part of this government, this present government. This is the last election. A lot of you might say, that is just a bluff. That is not going to happen. We will hold another election. Kakaka hold another election. We will create more anarchy. We will create more problems. And that election will not hold. That is number one. That is even if Nigeria does not break in the next 2 years. We have the window of 2 years. And that 2 years, United Nations will continue to hear me talking. Great Britain will continue to hear me talking. America will continue to hear me talking. The ECOWAS will continue to hear us talking. The, which one again? The ICC will continue to hear us talking. All the countries around the world that is still doing one business or the other with Nigeria will at one point hear us talking. And then they will understand that the position that we stand is, as Yoruba people, we want to go peacefully. There's nothing more than living this country peacefully. But I will prove again to you, based on another research that has been done by experts. My job today is to read it to you. And this will take us a bit of time. Today will take us a bit of time because I will read all those articles that was done in 2010 by so many brilliant Yoruba people. But what we have been doing in the past is we love to write, we love to talk, but we have not done any action. But this action that I am saying that we want to do now does not please some of you. But I will come back when we do the national anthem of the Yoruba nation, not the fraudulent one that was created for us. Nigeria is not our home. A Yoruba land, our ancestral land, is the reason why we are doing what we are doing now. It will take a lot of our time. It will take a lot of our resources. It will take a lot of our energy. Me, personally, I am ready for any risk that is involved to make sure that at the end of it, the next generation will not suffer. The Yoruba people, unlike Amakowego, and that is what we love to do. We can write episode to episode, but that has not helped the situation. The situation now is we are giving deadline, and that deadline is the 2 years window between now and the 2023 election. We have written so many things about Fulani. I know we have written so many things. So many conferences have been done. But this time around, if the country does not break before 2023, then something is not right with us as well. With everything that we know now, with every channel that we are putting together, if we cannot break away from Nigeria before 2023, that means myself and you, we are the failure. And the next generation will be more brutal than myself. You think I am brutal. You think Orotemi Sowa brutal. The next generation will be very, very brutal than myself and you. I will come back and discuss about those of you that say we should tone it down. We should continue to tone it down while you and your family are living outside Nigeria comfortable. Because you know that the country is not working. You might want to move your family back to Nigeria. And then you can then talk to me. Don't ever tell us to tone this down. We will never tone this down. If I say AK-47, I really mean AK-47. I am not talking about the toy AK-47. If we mean everything we are saying here, if you think Nigeria was good, you should not be living in the UK. You should not be living in Germany. You should not be living in any Western world. Nigeria, if you do not have pity for 333 of those young children that were kidnapped in Castina, whether your son was part of it, I'm sure you will not like that. But if you say Nigeria is working and you live outside Nigeria, then you are also an enemy to us. And those of you that also have resources and your children are schooling outside, why are your children not schooling in Nigeria? Why have you allowed them to go and school in another man's land? School in Nigeria. All that I'll be discussing in just about a few minutes. Once again, Nigeria at the verge of breakup. It will break. It will break. It's getting closer. It will break violent, peaceful, lobby, negotiator, whatever language you want to use. But today, take time and look at the topic, and I'll be back again in just about a few minutes.
Yoruba ọlọ́pọlọ pípé ọ̀mọ̀wé ń bẹ àgbẹ̀ ń bẹ iṣẹ́ ọnà ń bẹ kákó ni mọ́ra
Ìwà ọmọ Yorùbá ni.
kákọ́ nílé kálẹ̀ ní sí
Ìṣe ọmọ Yorùbá ni.
ká sọ̀rọ̀ tútù tó yọbi lápò
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní.
òwe ìbáwí
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
òwe ìkìlọ̀
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
òwe ìwúrí
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
bọ́rọ̀ bá sọnù
Òwe la fi wá.
àkàlò èdè ń kọ́
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló lò.
ibi gíga
Ibi gíga gíga lọmọ Yorùbá yóò máa lọ. Ibi gíga gíga ẹ ti máa rọ́mọ Yorùbá. Ibi gíga gíga ẹ ti máa rọ́mọ tuntun wá. Ẹ ò ní rí wa nílẹ̀ èdè, ẹ ò ní rí wa lẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn. Ibi gíga lọmọ Yorùbá yóò máa lọ.
Adéwálé lùlù fún wa ibi gíga là ń kọjọ́ ibi gíga là ń kóṣù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o iwájú iwájú lójúgun ń gbé òkè níjọ́ òkè lẹ́yìn fún òkè. ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ọlọ́pọlọ pípé ọ̀mọ̀wé ń bẹ àgbẹ̀ ń bẹ iṣẹ́ ọnà ń bẹ kákó ni mọ́ra
Ìwà ọmọ Yorùbá ni.
kákọ́ nílé kálẹ̀ ní sí
Ìṣe ọmọ Yorùbá ni.
ká sọ̀rọ̀ tútù tó yọbi lápò
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní.
òwe ìbáwí
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
òwe ìkìlọ̀
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
òwe ìwúrí
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
bọ́rọ̀ bá sọnù
Òwe la fi wá.
àkàlò èdè ń kọ́
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló lò.
ibi gíga
Ibi gíga gíga lọmọ Yorùbá yóò máa lọ. Ibi gíga gíga ẹ ti máa rọ́mọ Yorùbá. Ibi gíga gíga ẹ ti máa rọ́mọ tuntun wá. Ẹ ò ní rí wa nílẹ̀ èdè.
Ibi gíga láti máa rí wa, but not when we continue to write articles, continue to write all kind of so much document has been written about the problems of Nigeria. It is now time that if we fail to do this job, if we fail, that means the next generation will be, the next generation will be very, very brutal. If we fail to achieve a Yoruba nation, they will have read everything. They will have watched some of you comment. They will have listened to me and other broadcasters and other media houses. But then they will not have the time to negotiate again. Because by that time, it will be very, very brutal. For now, it is not brutal. For now, it is more of engagement. Those engagement is what we are doing now so that we can move out of Nigeria peacefully. Peacefully as quickly as possible. But we do know that that word peaceful might not definitely come true. Let's play the anthem and then we're going to roll out again. It's going to be a long one today and I hope you have the energy for that. Iṣẹ́ wa orílẹ̀-èdè wa àgbéga 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 fàlẹ́rì ìgbàgbọ́ pé láti dẹrù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira.
jẹ́ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ òdàrídé bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀.
Ṣé rí Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí ògo tó ń pè wá yẹn kó túbọ̀ máa wà nínú ẹ̀rẹ̀, nítorí inú ẹ̀rẹ̀ la wà báyìí for a very long time. And like I said, tá a bá ti complete ìtagbédání, èmi àti yín, the next generation will be very, very brutal. Wọn ò ní ṣàánú wa rárá. Ṣé rí gbogbo èyí táwa sì ń ṣàánú àwọn tó wà níwájú àtàwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn. Ṣé rí the next generation, wọn ò tẹ̀ ní ṣàánú wa because wọ́n máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ wa pé with all this information tẹ́ ní lọ́wọ́, with all this experience as Yoruba people, with all this engagement, kí ló dé tí ẹ bá wa parí ìjà yìí pẹ̀lú àwa àtàwọn Fúlàní? Kí ló dé tí ẹ bá wa parí ìjà yìí tí a fi máa wá di ẹni tó máa dá dúró? A lot of you are looking at Nigeria as a country that is very strong to defeat. That is where some of you are thinking. You are literally thinking that Nigeria has, so much resources to defeat us when we go head to head with them. But one thing I'll say is, ẹni máa kú, ó pàdé ẹni máa pa. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn tó ti kọ̀wé bí àwọn Professor Banji Akintoye, àwọn Wọlé Ṣóyínká, a ní wọn rẹpẹtẹ. A ní Yorùbá tó ti kọ so many things, but government ò ní gbọ́ yẹn. International community ò ní fi sí yẹn sí. But let me first touch on this diaspora that continue to say, Koiki, ẹ turn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí down. Intense yóò ti pọ̀ jù. Ẹ rọra ṣe ní moderate. Let me talk to you first. Moriembe Oshatola for doing a start watch. We don't have to be telling a lot of you to share the broadcast. Even if you're watching on YouTube, share to your WhatsApp group. Share to your contact. Share to everybody so that the benefit of you and those that will watch it. I greet everybody in one go. All the media houses. Let me first touch on ẹ̀yin tí ẹ jẹ́ diaspora àti ẹni tó lówó tó rán ọmọ ẹ̀ síta tó lọ ń kàwé níta. When you say we should tone it down, what do you mean by that? I don't understand. Kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ mí pé ẹ sọ fún Koiki ẹ ní kó rọra máa ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn díẹ̀díẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti pọ̀ ju ẹnu ẹ lọ àbí báwo kò yé mi? I don't understand what you mean by that. That we should tone this down. What are we toning down? We are talking about the life and the generation of myself and the next one coming. Is that what you want me to tone down? Why then have you not moved back to Nigeria? Why are you still living in US? Why are you still living in Canada, in America, in Germany, in Italy, in France? Why are you still living in Cairo? Why are you still living in Oman, in Libya, in Saudi Arabia? Kí ló dé tó padà sí Nigeria? Tí Nigeria bá dá fún wọ àtàwọn fámílì ẹ, kí ló dé tó padà sí Nigeria? Tí Nigeria bá sanwó fún wọ, kí ló dé tó padà sí Nigeria? Tó bá jẹ́ pé o kì í ṣọmọ àlè, ọmọ kọ́ nìwọ, ìwọ ò ṣe padà máa lọ gbé ní Nigeria. Tó dà wá lè ní àǹfààní pé school tí àwọn ọmọ ẹ máa lọ ọ̀fẹ́ ni school yẹn máa jẹ́. Let me focus on the ones in UK because èmi àti ìrìn àjọ ń gbé ní bíbá and I don't live in US, I don't live in Germany, but I know that it is the same system ta fi operate ní bíbá náà lọ fi operate long. So ṣé mọ̀ pé ẹ jẹ́ ìṣàlàyé fẹ́yìn tí ẹ wà Nàìjíríà, irọ́ tí wọ́n kì í jẹ́ kẹ́ fẹ́ mọ̀ èmi á ṣàlàyé fún ilé mi. Ẹni tó bá sọ pé òun gbé nílùú yìí yàtọ̀ sí ẹ máa gbọ́ yàtọ̀ sí ẹni tó rán ọmọ ẹ lọ sí private school tó bá sọ pé òun sanwó school nílùú yìí kó jáde sórí live show kó sọ fún yín pé òun sanwó school. Mo tún sọ sẹ́ gbogbo ẹni tó ń gbé ní United Kingdom apart from ẹni tí ó rán ọmọ ẹ apart from ẹni tó rán ọmọ ẹ lọ sí private school kó jáde kó wá defend yín tí mo sọ pé ọmọ òun o school tó ń lọ ní o secondary school ló ń lọ ní o primary school ló ń lọ ní o títí dé university tó yẹ pé ó láǹfààní àti gbowó fún ọmọ ẹ̀ tọ́mọ ẹ̀ máa fi lọ sí yunifásitì ẹni kó jáde kó wá sọ fún yín pé irọ́ ni mò ń pa. ṣẹ́rí tó bá ń sọ fún yín pé UK tó gbé yìí UK tèmi àti wọn jọ ń gbé I have lived here for over 2 decades. tó bá jáde pé in tí mò ń sọ yìí irọ́ ni mò ń pa I will stop talking about Yoruba nation. ẹni tó bá bí yàrá yẹ ẹ̀dá kó jáde kó wá defend pé ọmọ wọn ní United Kingdom tí a jọ ń gbé yìí ọ̀fẹ́ kọ́ ní school tó ń lọ. ẹni kó jáde ẹ sọ fún wọn pé Ọláyọmí Kóìkì sọ pé if their children is not going to a free school in this country they should come out and defend it and then I will stop talking about Yoruba nation. ẹlòmíì lọ́mọ mẹ́ta ẹlòmíì lọ́mọ mẹ́rin ẹlòmíì lọ́mọ mẹ́fà ẹlòmíì bímọ káàkiri fún oríṣiríṣi ọkọ ìyẹn ọkàn mi problem ti ẹ nìyẹn àmọ́ kó jáde sẹ́ kó wá sọ pé ọ̀fẹ́ kọ́ ní school táwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ń lọ. tó bá ti lè jáde if any one of them can come out and say my children and I'm saying it again not those and the majority of those sending their children to private school in this country is a very very low percentage. Do you know why? They cannot even afford it. It is very expensive. Very, very expensive to send your children to a private school here in the United Kingdom. If any one of them can point and raise their fingers at me that what I am saying today, the 15th of December 2020, at exactly 13:43 p.m. UK time, that their children are not going to a free school from Monday to Friday and with so many benefits and opportunity. So why are they telling us that what makes it different fún ẹni tó wà ní Nàìjíríà tí kò lè enjoy the same opportunity? Ẹni tó wà ní Nàìjíríà should also have the same opportunity if Nigeria was truly a country. I repeat again, ẹni tó bá bí pọ̀rípọ̀rí ìyá aláyẹ̀ ẹ̀dá kó jáde kó wá defend rẹ̀ pé ìtọ́mọ yẹn sọ lórí live show irọ́ ló ń pa. They can't. They can never come out of school. It's all lies. Ó ti di pé family tẹ̀ náà ti wà nínú 419 syndicate. None of your children are going to any school in this country and they are paying £1. Wọ́n sanwó oúnjẹ débi pé wọ́n máa sanwó school. They can buy the uniform. That you have to buy. Oh yes, o máa ra uniform. But even that as well, your children are paying a little bit less because some of them get discount on the school uniform. This is all the lies they are telling you. I want anybody to come out and defend that. So why are you now telling us that what we are doing is nasty, what we are doing is too much? Oh, so you won't make our family tier go better off than ọmọ Nigeria me. Let's even leave the Yoruba everything now. So you want your children to be far better than somebody in Nigeria today. You are one of the evil people we should be pointing finger at as well. You cannot watch me live. You know that. Oh, be alive here that go me live. Oh mama wo ti bá ti parí ètò ni. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ntí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni, pè sórí program kó sọ pé irọ́ ni Koikimedia ń sọ. They cannot tell you that because their children are not paying £1. If any of your family, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nigeria ni mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn, any of your family in United Kingdom are telling you that àṣẹ̀sanwó school ọmọ ni níbo ló ti san school wo ló gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ torí pé school tó gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ yẹn èmi fẹ́ mọ school yẹn kí ló dé tó ṣe gbowó school lọ́wọ́ ẹ kódà wọ́n kì í ra textbook. And this is why they want you to say Koikimedia is your enemy. Kí church kan kó jáde ní UK kó sọ pé gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ọjọ́ òun ọ̀fẹ́ kọ́ ní school tó ń lọ kí mọ́ṣáláṣí kó jáde. How come then Redeemed Christian Church in Nigeria cannot do the same thing? How come then K&S, Kerubu and Seraphim, Pentecost, Ahmadiyya and Sarudin kí ló dé tí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ò ṣe máa sọ fún ìjọba Nàìjíríà pé kí ló dé táwọn ọmọ wọn ò ṣe máa lọ sí school ọ̀fẹ́? They can't do that. We go on an intimate break for just a few minutes and I'll be back again on my seat. Once again, Nigeria, ele máa gbóná lẹ́nu, èmi máa gbóná, ẹ ṣe sùúrù pẹ̀lú mi mo padà bọ̀.
iwájú iwájú lójúgun ń gbé. Òkè níjọ́ òkè 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 lẹ́yìn fún òkè. Ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ọlọ́pọlọ pípé, ọ̀mọ̀wé ń bẹ, àgbẹ̀ ń bẹ, iṣẹ́ ọnà ń bẹ, kákó ni mọ́ra.
Ìwà ọmọ Yorùbá ni.
Kápọ́nlélé káyẹ́ni sí.
Ìṣe ọmọ Yorùbá ni.
Ká sọ̀rọ̀ tútù tó yọbi lápò.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní.
Òwe ìbáwí.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
Òwe ìkìlọ̀.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
Òwe ìwúrí.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa.
Lọ́rọ̀ bá sọnù.
Òwe là fi wá.
Àkàlò èdè ń kọ́.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ló lò.
Ibi gíga.
Ibi gíga gíga lọ́kọ̀ Yorùbá yóò máa lọ. Ibi gíga gíga lẹ́tí máa rọ́mọ Yorùbá. Ibi gíga gíga lẹ́tí máa rọ́mọ Odùduwà. Ẹ ò ní rí wa nílé ẹ̀jẹ̀, ẹ ò ní rí wa lẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn. Ibi gíga lọ́kọ̀ Yorùbá yóò máa lọ.
Adéwálé lùlù fún wa ibi gíga là ń kọjọ́ là ń kọjọ́ là ń kọjọ́. Ibi gíga là ń gbóṣù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, iwájú iwájú lójúgun ń gbé. Òkè níjọ́ òkè 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 lẹ́yìn fún òkè. Ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ọlọ́pọlọ pípé, ọ̀mọ̀wé ń bẹ, àgbẹ̀ ń bẹ, iṣẹ́ ọnà ń bẹ, kákó ni mọ́ra.
Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast as I join every one of you this afternoon. As I was saying, those in UK telling us, oh, Nigeria will be a great country. Why not move your family back to Nigeria? Why is your family still living in UK? Why is your family still living in United Kingdom? Kí ló dé tó relocate padà sí Nigeria? Hypocrites. They can't do that. Do you know why? Do you know the benefit they get here? They get child benefit, hospital benefit. No children is paying for hospital bill in this country. Ṣẹ́rẹ́ ìtẹ̀wà Nàìjíríà, ẹ jẹ́ ṣàlàyé nǹkan fún yín. Ṣẹ́rẹ́ ìtẹ̀wà Nàìjíríà, ìyàtọ̀ tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni pé tí ọmọ ẹ bá sick nísìn, tó bá gbé dé general hospital, wàá máa ronú owó. But ẹni tó wà ní UK kò ní ronú owó. Ìdí ni pé àwọn kan ti ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn tíjọba ti yọ tax lára ẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti jí tó máa jí láfíríkà, wọ́n fi ń supplement ẹ̀. So àwọn ọmọ yín tó wà Nàìjíríà, wọ́n ní kíyà máa jẹ wọ́n ní kó kú sínú ìṣẹ́. Ẹ ò rí pé family ẹ̀ ó nice gan. Family tí wọ́n rò pé family ẹ̀ tó ń sọ fún ẹ pé kí ló ń bá wọn ṣe Odùduwà fún? Kí ló ń bá wọn ṣe? Ó sọ fún pé family ẹ̀ ó rí pé nice. Ó rí pé family ẹ̀ nice. Wàá wá sọ fún family ẹ̀ yẹn pé jẹ́ ká ṣe replacement. Àǹtí mi ẹ ṣe máa bọ̀ ń lè. Ẹ̀yin náà wálé díẹ̀ ẹ sọ fún àǹtí pé school tó dá wà ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, school tó dá wà ní Èkìtì, school tó dá wà ní Ọ̀ṣun, school tó dá wà ní Kogi, ó wà ní Kwara, táwọn ọmọ yín náà lè register sí. Tọ́lọ̀ bá wá ṣe kọ́ lọ register tó jẹ́ boarding school kí Boko Haram kó dé níjọ́ kan lọ́sàn-án kan kó gbogbo wọn lọ. Òrìpá àǹtí ẹ̀yìn àtọ̀nkú ẹ̀yìn òrìpá nice. Thank you very much, Focus Nigeria. Ẹ ṣé gan ni màmá wa Stella, mami. You can see that your relatives are very nice. Your relative that is pointing finger at you for showing you that you are now talking about a Yoruba nation, a nation that should have been on its own until the British came and merged and distorted everything. I'm still talking to those diaspora that are telling us to calm down, take it easy. Oh, we should take it easy. While you are enjoying here in UK, in America, in every part of the world, but those at home do not have the same opportunity. So we must take it easy. We must take it easy so that you can be able to negotiate maybe on our behalf with the same APC and PDP, so that you can become maybe the next media aid for them. You can become the next spokesperson for them. Òrìpálá ìdánìyẹn, ìwọ lọ́mọ tó pọ̀ nílùú òyìnbó, ṣẹ́rí ẹlòmíì, ó kàn bímọ lóríṣiríṣi ní different places. But àwọn ọmọ yẹn, ìyà ò lè jẹ wọ́n nítorí pé wọ́n ti cater fún wọn. But wọ́n wá ń sọ fẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà ní Nàìjíríà tó ń gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Odùduwà káàdì sọ́wọ́ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation pé ìyà tó jẹ yín kó mú yín mọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀yin la fẹ́ gbà sílẹ̀ àmọ́ wọ́n tún wá ń sọ àǹtí ẹ ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ cousin ẹ ó wá ń pè ẹ ó ń pè lórí fóònù tó bá fẹ́ send owó sí ẹ mọ́ sọ pé kó tó sọ kó keep owó ẹ̀ sí rẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ support ẹ mọ́ sọ fún pé kó ṣe kí I don't want to use the F word but tell that your uncle pé kó fuck bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ tell that your sister tó ń sọ fún ẹ pé Yorùbá nation tó gbé dání yẹn Yorùbá nation tó gbé dání yẹn kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ni kan sọ fún pé kó má ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ mọ́ tó bá jẹ́ pé ìrànlọ́wọ́ tó ń ṣe fún ẹ òun ló fẹ́ fi gáàgẹ́ lórí Yorùbá nation tell him pé ó bẹ́tà kí ẹ no ẹni ìdàgbé dání family àti family ṣì máa bára wọn jà o let me say this clearly ṣe rí family tó bá wà tó bá disagree pẹ̀lú yín that means pé ọ̀tẹ̀ ló jẹ́ ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àwa láwọn kan náà tó ti ní owó tó ti jí owó níbi tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹlòmíràn ṣiṣẹ́ ní government place o iṣẹ́ tí diaspora dá sílẹ̀ as an example ó ti jí owó ó wá tó ń finú owó yẹn òun náà ọmọ tiẹ̀ school ní Nàìjíríà mọ̀ UK lọmọ tiẹ̀ náà ti lọ school àbí Dubai àbí Istanbul ó wá ń sọ fún wọn pé kí ló sọ nípa Yorùbá nation máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé ilé tó kọ́ yẹn níbo ló ti rí owó yẹn ilé tó kọ́ yẹn níbo ló ti rí they cannot tell you that. Education in Jordan is free. Can you check gbọ́? Only education in Jordan is also free. Ìwà wa nísìn pé ẹni tó wà ní Nàìjíríà tó rán ọmọ ẹ̀ lọ sí Jordan tó lọ ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn kan wà ní ṣẹ́tẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ tó wà ní Nàìjíríà yẹn tó lọ opportunity láti gbé àwọn oríkàkú ló mọ̀ I'm not involved in all that. Bó bá ṣe wọ̀n ni mo ṣe gbọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ dé bíbà kó máa lọ sí school ní bíbà problem tiẹ̀ nìyẹn. Àmọ́ ó kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ó gbọ́mọ ẹ̀ wá sí bíbà ó fi kọ́ àǹtí ẹ̀ lọ́rùn àǹtí mi ẹ jọ màá mọ ànímọ́ yín padà lọ́mọ wọ́n ná ọmọ kéékèèké nílùú yìí mọ bó ṣe ń lọ àbí àǹtí ẹ̀ wá ló da but máa fi nǹkan kan ránṣẹ́ o ṣe àǹtí ẹ̀ náà mọ̀ pé o lè ní ẹ́ ibi tó ti ń jalè yẹn owó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ní tó ṣe nìyẹn àǹtí ẹ̀ wá bẹ́ẹ̀ tọ́jú ọmọ méjì sílùú òyìnbó ó ń kó lọ sí school on your behalf ìwọ wá jókòó sí Nàìjíríà ó wá mílíkì Nàìjíríà ó ń jalè gbogbo ibi tó fi ẹ́ sí bíá FRS ló ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni bíá FRC ló ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni you think ẹ rò pé àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní ministry ńlá lánìkan ló gbowó jẹ́ Nàìjíríà olè ló pọ̀ jù náà àwọn tó wà ní ministry yẹn ṣé ní gbogbo contract tó yẹ kó wà award síta àwọn wá award ẹ̀ sí rẹ̀ a wá máa fún àǹtí àbẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ní commission ní bíbá tó ń bá tọ́jú ọmọ kò rán ọmọ yẹn lọ sí private school o the same public school táwọn ọmọ ti wá ń lọ lòun náà ń lọ o tó bá wá jókòó sí ibi tó ti mu bíà àwọn máa ní àtẹ̀gbọ́n tó ń san yẹn Nàìjíríà lè pín olè lòun náà is part of the problem bàbá 419 bàráwò lòun náà wọ́n dẹ̀ pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà wọ́n ti kó àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà wọ́n ti fi kọ́yàn kan lábẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ti fi kọ́yàn kan lọ́rùn pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ máa check wọn dáadáa torí pé owó tó ń jí ó tó rán ọmọ yẹn lọ sí private school but ó sì wá ń wá bó ṣe ọmọ yẹn ṣe rí pé ìmí inú wọn o lè bó jẹ́ yẹn ó ti ṣe káwọn ọmọ yẹn máa lọ sí public school ní Amẹ́ríkà I'm sure you know that ẹlòmíì ẹ ti ràn lọ́wọ́ ni àmọ́ ó wá ń sọ nísìnyí pé a Yorùbá nation nah, it cannot work. You need to be very, very careful with those kind of people because they are also part of the reason why they do not want Nigeria to break. There are so many people that doesn't want Nigeria to break because the position tó wà yẹn lórí ìjókòó tó jókòó sí yẹn ó mọ iye tó make every time tí kò lè accountable. And there are so many of that. Nigeria is so big. Every state, some of them, they've been PAP secretary. Some of them are even driver mi mọ ibi tí ó ń gbówó ọ̀gá lọ tóun náà ń yọ tiẹ̀ níbẹ̀. How do you expect somebody like that to say Nigeria should break? They don't want Nigeria to break. They prefer the way Nigeria is because Nigeria is something that they are sucking as well. And that is the reason why we are saying enough of that. Let us divide the country, de-amalgamate the country. But where I'm going to the topic today, I'll be bringing up now in just about a few minutes. Somebody also agree Ọládiméjì tí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ pé òdodo ọ̀rọ̀ àní wọ́n pọ̀ sẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rí àwọn tó wà nílé nísìnyí tó ń sọ pé I didn't start the Instagram. I must have stopped it mistakenly. Once again, a very good afternoon to those of you that have joined us. Àìtí lọ sí ibi tá à ń lọ gangan ibi tá a ṣe ń lọ gangan òun lọ̀rọ̀ Fúlàní gangan la ṣe padà sí. Àmọ́ I have to touch this topic Because every time people keep calling me, people keep sending messages, àwọn ọ̀nìrán wà, wọ́n máa rán proxies ìwà náà ni. Tó bá bí wọ̀dà bá mi sọ̀rọ̀, mo ṣáà ń ṣàjẹ́. Ṣèbí nǹkan tèmi gbé dání. I have told you, if you want to defend one Nigeria, don't tell me to tone it down. Come here on the broadcast and tell us why we must keep one Nigeria. You need to come. Come and tell us. Ẹlòmíì wá opportunity. Tó bá ti fún ní visa kékeré báyìí, tó bá wẹ̀ ló lè ṣe. Èmi náà, bẹ́mi náà ṣe nìyẹn. Bí wọn náà ṣe nìyẹn. Ẹni tó bá ti bí sí ìlú òyìnbó, bákan ló ṣe máa dúró nílùú yẹn. So it doesn't matter. But what I am saying is, you cannot now say that a Yoruba nation that we are talking about, when you are still looking for opportunity to take your family out of Nigeria to Canada, to any part of the world, and you will leave them there, but you will still return back to Nigeria because you want to fraud that country. You know you want to fraud the country. And there are so many fraud in different places. Sherry, Nigeria is a criminal country. There are so many fraudulent things taking place. Some of them are making 1,000 naira on one person. And imagine if 20,000 people pass through there. Oh, you don't know that. Some people are sitting somewhere every blessed day and they are making cool money. When I say cool money, it's stolen money. But it's so cool money that if you don't go see it, if you don't know it, some people know the system more than me and you. Some people know the system, how money pass through Nigeria system every day. But they are telling us now, oh, Yoruba nation. No. We don't want Yoruba nation. Because they know that a Yoruba nation will be able to regularize, will be able to use technology to account for every individual. But they don't want that. They want a system. They want a system where they can send their children out of the country, but they will become 419. I'll give you an example. Different 419 women trying to rub their ass on his bottom so that they can collect money from him. There are so many of them like that. One in Nigeria, they will say MC Oluomo ni jo, but MC Oluomo that knows that when a Yoruba nation comes, everything will be automated. We will definitely employ people. People will be working, but we will account for every driver. A driver will not be the one that looks like a ragged person. Go to London Transport now. Look at how their drivers dress very nice. They have access to credit facility. So MC Oluomo now, àwọn tó ń jẹ lábẹ́ tó ń náà wá tí MC Oluomo ṣe máa rán ọmọ tiẹ̀ náà lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà. Ó mọ̀ pé MC Oluomo lọ́mọ l'Amẹ́ríkà. Àwa máa sọ fún MC Oluomo as an example pé òjè jọ àbí tó ń pè ní Koko Zaria àbí kan tó ń pè ní Babalado. Ní ṣàǹfààní gbogbo yín. Babalado kọ́ Babalado ni. Ìyẹn jókòó sí Mushin. Ẹ mọ iye owó tó ń jáde lára ẹ̀ tó ń gbà. Ẹlòmíì owó orí títì ló ń gbà. Ilé tó ní l'Amẹ́ríkà ó jù wọ́n tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ lójoojúmọ́ látijọ́ tó ti dá Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì inú wọn ilé tó ní ṣèbí kan lọ́nà ṣe kọ́ tẹ̀ inú wọn. Tẹ́ bá lọ audit, let's even go back and audit the NURT. Ẹ mọ̀ pé that system should be put on overall, but kò lè díbẹ̀ because Tinubu ń jẹ nínú ẹ̀, gómìnà náà ń jẹ nínú ẹ̀. MC Oluomo wá lágbára ju gómìnà of Lagos State lọ. Ẹ mọ̀ MC Oluomo lágbára ju gómìnà of Lagos State lọ. Ṣẹ́rí MC Oluomo tẹ̀ ń wò yẹn, Sanwó-Olú ò lè ṣe há bó ṣe wà ní tó bá ṣe há wọ́n máa gé orí ẹ̀ bọ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n náà ní COVID-19 kò ní kúrò COVID-19 ló máa pa. Èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n náà ní COVID-19. Ìwọ pa àwọn ọmọ ní Lekki toll gate. Ó jáde on a live broadcast lórí CNN. Ó ní ọmọ kọ̀ọ̀kan kú. COVID-19 yẹn náà ló máa pa àwọn náà. Let's come back here. Ṣẹ́rí èyí tẹ́ ń sọ pé ẹ jókòó sí UK. Wọ́n ní Yoruba people. I'm talking to Yoruba people now. Torí ẹ̀yin ni problem wa. Ó wá jókòó sí bíbáyìí. Ó sì ń wọ́wọ́ 419. Ó sì ń wọ́wọ́ bí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ìlú yìí náà ṣe máa fún wọn lówó wà náà ní business àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Ó fi máa gbowó, ó fi máa ṣe charity, ó fi máa ṣe oríṣiríṣi. So ká lè jókòó sínú Nàìjíríà and a máa fọ́ Nàìjíríà whether by peace or violence. A máa create ẹ̀. Ṣẹ́rí tí kò bá ṣẹlẹ̀, àwa máa create ẹ̀. A máa create ẹ̀ ní. Because táwọn bá create ẹ̀ kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwa la máa create ẹ̀ fúnra wa. And I have told you that we only have 2 years window to deal with all that problem. Ṣé Nàìjíríà ṣì ń rọrùn fún ẹ ló ṣe ń fi British passport ẹ ló lọ fi ń bùgà fún wọn nílé? But ìwọ ti gbàgbé pé tí Nàìjíríà bá dání, àwọn tó wà nílé náà máa fi Nigerian passport ẹ wọ́n máa fi láì lójú. But they can't do that because Nigeria is a shithole. Nigeria is a shithole. I have said it. Àní ìtagbé dání ìṣe àti family o àti ẹbí o a máa kẹnu síra wa. Nítorí pé tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti allow pé Yorùbá nation yẹn kó kọjá lọ́nà kó lọ. Tí wọ́n sì ń sọ fún wa pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà àti family member àti ará ilé o àti ará àta gbogbo àjọ máa kẹnu síra wa. nítorí pé ẹ mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́. Tí Nàìjíríà bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni with all the resources that we have for the last 20 years of democracy, life should have been better for our people. But you know life is not better for them. Life is not better for them. Life has become meaningless for those at home that they cannot even buy paracetamol. Tade. Eh? No, I don't want you to open the door. Thank you. So, anyway, they will take care of him. Don't worry about him. The brother will take care of him. So, as I'm saying, let us get this clear. Those in UK, we are shut up your mouth. Compare dinner. If you are paying for dinner, whatever in the school, it's because your children does not want to stay at home to a particular time they should get to the school so that you can go and work. But they know that. They know that. There's so many of them. APC níjọ wọ́jọ́ kò sí London, PDP níjọ wọ́jọ́ kò sí London, but they know that their children are in a safe house. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́, òde tó ṣe ń wò mí, ó mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, you know. Let's put that to one side. I will come back again on that. Again, if you think Nigeria is working, let us host you on this show. I will give you all the time. Come and defend Nigeria. Come and defend Nigeria for us. Come and give us every reason that we should continue to keep Nigeria, the 1914 amalgamation, all the fraud that has been done. And now we go straight to the broadcast of today. The time is exactly 4 minutes past. And welcome to the program. Let's go straight. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. This is what I'm going to be reading later on. It's a very long one. This article. This came out March 27, 2010. That's about 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Maybe some of you have read it before. Maybe some of you never come across it. But today, we're going to read it all together. I'm going to read every part of it. Let me turn on my camera here so that you can also see me in this scene. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo yín tẹ́tí darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ẹni tó bá sọ pé Nigeria is working tó wà níta, ẹ sọ fún pé kó relocate wá sí Nigeria. This is what I'm going to be talking about today. The FULANI'S fear of UTHMAN than FODIO dream. Àṣà àwọn èèyàn máa ń lálàá. Àṣé òun náà lálàá. Ṣé rí gbogbo èyí tí ẹ ti ríran tọ́lọ́run fi rí tó fi ríran yẹn? Ọlọ́run ò parọ́. Ṣé rí Ọlọ́run ọba tá à ń sìn? Hey, shut up your mouth. Christian is not our religion. That's your own problem. Muslim is not our religion. Hey, leave that alone. Our tradition and Christian and Muslim would live side by side for how many years now? So why now will you say Christian is not our religion? No, everybody will respect each other as we are moving into a new nation. Wọ́n bá máa tẹpo síbì kan, kí ẹ kọ́ máa tẹpo sí. Ṣèbí ní church náà, wọ́n ní auditorium. Àwa náà máa ní auditorium. Fáwọn àtàfẹ́ máa ṣe tradition. I'm a big auditorium, but everybody will respect the law of the land. Àṣé UTHMAN than FODIO, àṣé òun náà lálàá. Kí ló àlá tó lá yẹn is what this is about to be revealed to you today. He saw it in his dream that after 200 years, láti ìgbà tóun ti wà, 200 years, there's tendency that Fulani will be chased away from Nigeria. After 200 years. If you have not shared the broadcast, share. Because today's one is very, very important. Click a share. Do a start word and come back to the main broadcast where you want to put your comment. Oh, Muti Beres Twitch. I always almost forget about that. We are streaming live on 12 different channels. 12 simultaneously. We're live on Instagram, on Koiki Media and Olayomi Koiki. Because they can save a bit of money. Nigeria is so hard. Let those telling you lies to come back home. And let those watching and listening to us now to come to UK. They won't tell you that. Their children are receiving £13.03 every week. Multiply that to the exchange rate. The exchange rate today is 625. Nigeria will break because the poverty level is pushing the people at the moment. One man react. Later one ṣe I want ignition and fisilabe ni. Ignition dey mean fisilabe and mo sọ fún yín, it will break. I greet my family at home and I greet my family here as well. But a family that does not believe in what I'm doing, you better keep away from me. It's as simple as that. Elite Agbedani is more important than anything else. Because this is the only way that we will have peace of mind. Let me say it again. 1,000 years from today, Fulani will never change. Ashe Usman Dan Fodio also dreamed. Kina Latola. This is part of what we're going to be reading today. It's a length one. I came across this as well for the first time. I can say it because this job, every day, yesterday, let me tell you, people don't know that I rest a lot. I slept at 6 p.m. yesterday after my dinner, only to wake up at 4 a.m. I was so tired. I thought I would wake up around, sometime I promised somebody I will come live and do a late night show. But sometimes, the body. But I slept very well. You can see the energy vibrating this morning or this afternoon. And I've had a haircut. You can see. And I'm not that imposter. That man is imposter. The one in Daura. Me, I'm not an imposter. You see? I'm pulling everything. Nothing is coming out. This is my real face. And that face will break up Nigeria with the rest of the team that are working tirelessly. And we say thank you very much to those of you that believe in us. Some are very skeptical. Because we have been writing articles. I'm sure the person that wrote this is another Yoruba man. That's what we've been doing for years. But this time around, we want to prove people wrong. That we will create what will eventually break up Nigeria. If we cannot do that, then we are also a failure. Thank you very much. Rukayat, Omomila Sisi. Moki Gbogbo Ile Konsi, Ohio, my brother in Germany. Let me welcome some of you before we go in. I say share. Today, you will hear that Usman Dan Fodio dreamed that the Fulani will leave Nigeria. I want to prove that to you. This was written 10 years ago. 10 years ago, but when I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning, I was doing and I didn't turn off because when I turn off my phone, calls will start coming in. So I will not turn off the main one. And then I was reading going to different pages, different WhatsApp group, more than over 100 different WhatsApp group. I moki gbogbo yin pátápátá, ẹ má jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ yín, ẹ má jẹ́ kó sú yín, ẹ má rò pa wà nìkan la máa ṣe, gbogbo wa la jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí. I congratulate every one of us. We have done what they thought would never happen, and we must not relent. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó sú wa. We are almost there. Usman Dan Fodio himself dreamed that Fulani will be chased away from Nigeria. That is the article I want to read to you today. Let me first welcome some of you and say good afternoon quickly. Good afternoon to you, Samuel Idowu. Thank you very much. Bobby Kizi, Oluwasegun Olani Ishogo, Bamidele Mohammed, Tenny Omologo. Emma Binu Mama wa mo rí video yín lò lánàá. I think she was the only one I didn't use her video yesterday. Not all the men. Let me quickly show you that my beautiful sister. And he said, I'm a break in Nigeria. Let me show you. Yesterday, I was unable to show you a video, but I'm going to do that straight away now. If you have not known her before, you're going to know her now. This is what they call Tenyo Logo. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Kí la tún gbédé lénìí. Ọmọ ọlọ́pẹ́ snẹ́, yes kẹ́, ọmọ ológo snẹ́ tún dé náà nìyẹn o. Ẹ dákun kí la rí gbọ́. Àfi bíi pé ìgbọ̀rú ẹ̀ rí. Nàìjíríà ó ti tán. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé kò sí Nàìjíríà mọ́. Jọ̀ọ́ kí ni ìwúlò tí Nàìjíríà wà fún, kí ló wà fún? Èmi àti ẹ ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ wa ni. Jọ̀ọ́ kí ni sáà ní ìdúsá. Ṣé ìlú kan ẹ dákun ìlú wo tiẹ̀ ni mo rí tó kéré jù láyé tó lè wá kó Nàìjíríà lẹ́rú, bóyá kó kàn wá kó wọn lẹ́rú, kó kàn wá bá wa, kó kàn wá bóyá bí Benin Republic, torí Benin tó kéré díẹ̀, bóyá Togo dẹ̀ ni àwọn Togo, àwọn ìlú kéréje kan wá kó Nàìjíríà lẹ́rú torí ó ti bọ́ lọ́wọ́ Nàìjíríà. ó bọ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba nàìjíríà àti pdp àti apc ó bọ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ajádẹ̀gbẹ̀jẹ ó bọ́ ní àpò yín ajádẹ̀gbẹ̀jẹ kí ni tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí yín ojú gbà mí tì fún ìjọba nàìjíríà kí ló tí ojú fi gbà mí tì fún yín mo wà shame fún yín wàláì ojú gbà mí tì fún yín pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe tóbi tó kó má sí security fún yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe jẹranmu tó kò sí security ní orílẹ̀-èdè nàìjíríà ẹ wá ní ìbálòpọ̀ yẹn ká sì máa bá yín ṣe lọ ìgbéyàwó tí ò sí nǹkan kan kò sóúnjẹ ẹgbẹ́ ìyàwó sínú ilé so possible kí èèyàn máa níyàwó ni nígbà tí èèyàn bá gbéyàwó kò ní sóúnjẹ kò sómi kò sí pé bóyá tẹ́bi bá tiẹ̀ ń pa bóyá tí ò bá lóúnjẹ jẹ yóò sáré romi yóò bù mu kò sí ná wọ́n sọ sínú òkùnkùn ìgbéyàwó yẹn tó wá bí ọmọ tó tún bí náà nínú ìṣẹ́ àti ìyànà tún bí ọmọ yẹn sí ọmọ ọlọpẹ snẹyẹsẹ ọmọ ológo nìyẹn ọmọ màdúndélé nǹkan sí ẹ mọ sáárò mi ìgbéyàwó tó yẹn bá ní sẹ́tẹ̀ yẹn bá ní.
And I think she also danced as well towards the end of this show. Let me see if I can put that. Good afternoon to my beautiful mother as well, watching all the way as well here, and also to all my family as well in Nigeria and my family here as well. I think Johnny Bibai. Let me see before we move.
Hello, Baba.
I think she was also dancing here as well. I'm not sure whether it was this video. All our female working very hard. Let me see. I'm not sure whether it was this particular show or the other one, but I'm.
Mo fẹ́ pe nọ́mbà yẹn kó tó di wípé.
All right, let me. It's probably maybe not this one.
Sorry, ẹ jẹ́ kí n type okay.
There was a particular one she was dancing as well.
Lórí page kan náà.
Malo wà ní jáde.
Ẹ wò pé tí wọ́n lè máa rí bí rí egungun òkú tuntun òkú ní Nàìjíríà yẹn bí.
Maybe it's not this one. There was a particular one where she was dancing. Here, I think it's this one. It's this particular one. Towards the end.
Ìbòdọ̀la gbogbo ohun tí àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe nìtàn tán jẹ lénìí àwọn Fẹlá Aníkúlápó nǹkan tán ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sì ń sọ lénìí ìyá Fẹlá Aníkúlápó ńkọ́ ohun tí àwọn náà ṣe àwọn ìyàwó wọn tán ṣe ló ń lọ lénìí gbogbo àwọn alágbára àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ àwọn bàbá Fọlá àwọn owó la bí ẹgbó nǹkan tán ṣe yẹn ló ń jẹ lọ lénìí. Let there be growth, let there be development, let there be run in our lives, let there be peace, let there be love, let there be turn around in our lives.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ìwà bàjẹ́ òṣùwọ̀n ìtẹ̀síwájú ara wa ló yẹ ká máa.
If Nigeria was good for you, you live in UK, you come back to Nigeria. But you can't. Moki Mama wa Omolara Sunshine, you know. Yes, so Penny Omologo.
Àwọn wí tiwa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Àbáyéjà.
Àbú ọba tó kẹ̀sì awareness ni.
Awareness là ń ṣe.
Àwọn ń sọ pé kí ẹ ṣọ́ra ṣe ẹ̀yin ọba wa.
À ń ṣe pé kẹ́ ṣọ́ra ṣe.
Ohun tẹ́ ẹ bá fò ní sí ọ̀rọ̀ tán ní lọ́la.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ọba tó ò bá ṣe lè mí, wo Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí jẹ́nẹ́rì bí àṣà Oṣòdì, ìyẹn náà máa lọ wí gbogbo òkú ni.
Ẹ̀rù fáyé ti dẹ yóò làjú, ẹ ti bá àṣà àti
Mo kí cousin mi Wálé Wàláta working very hard as well and all the media houses as
well. Ìyàwó mọ̀ gbóyún ọmọ àlè wá sínú ilé wá fẹ́ yan ọkọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ sì ń sùn lé wọn láyà.
We're going into the topic today, but just let's enjoy my sister.
Lẹ́sẹ̀ka, ẹ tó bá lọ sẹ́wọ̀n tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ fi sílẹ̀ kó wà ń bẹ̀.
24 innocent Nigerians still in the prison since last year.
Ọ̀rọ̀ ni o. Kéde. Pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ lọ̀rọ̀ náà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ẹni tó bá tabà ní. Lọ́tí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe. Jẹ́sí Parí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá bínú ẹ jẹ́ sí Parí.
Ẹ jẹ́ sí Parí. Nìkan wá pẹ̀lú yẹn. Àwa kọ́ là ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ rò pé mi ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀. You are wasting your time.
Àwa mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ ti ṣe ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ fúláàgì pa àwòrán yín mọ́.
Ẹ máa flag.
Ẹ mọ̀ fúláàgì yóò mọ̀ lókè yóò mọ̀ lọ.
Thank you very much, Simas. Yesterday we saw Dara Talk Show. Now let's come back to the program of today. But before we go, once again, let me quickly say thank you very much. Lead on. I hope you're doing very well in Canada. Rotimi Fash. The dangerous is the sign of freedom. Let's quickly see who else is on YouTube. Odudua has arrived. Thank you very much. Also, Abdurrahman Abayomi. Thank you for joining us. And also, my sister, she doesn't like me to mention her name. And I won't tell you which of the platforms so that you're not going to look for her. Another very beautiful supporting one. Adekunle Adepoju as well. Thank you very much for watching on YouTube. And also, let me quickly say, Bayo Michael, whether they like it or not, Yoruba, another head, I say Usman Dafodio dreamed that we were going to chase them away. I'll be telling you that. Ajoke Proper, my beautiful sister, all the way in Cairo. Sheyikayo de Adebiyi, Ghazali Aliu, thank you very much. Temitope, my brother. Even Namode Elesho, I'm sure is probably watching as well, but maybe with a fake account or real account, I don't know. Adebimpe Rose, we're not fighting anybody. We're just, doing awareness, and I'm sure everybody, even the revolution now, will eventually join us at some point. Bobby Black, welcome onto the program. Lord Chizo, all hail the Biafra. Welcome onto the program. And let me just quickly do the finishing one from those that is also watching us. Ajoke Ajibodu, welcome my sister. And Mokibo Imbarabata. And I will now start straight with the program of today. We haven't got much time, but I have a lot of energy, to take you through today as well. I will mention your names if I have not done so later on. Bear with me. But let's go into it as we start the broadcast. Remember, this is what I want to tell you about. Like I said, it's a very long one, and you can see there. We're going to read everything. I have read it. I read it already this morning. I will read it again to you today. But this came out just about 2010, 10 years ago, over a decade ago. Can you see it there? Let me highlight it. 10 years ago, this came out, and it will tell you how Fulani fear. Okay, where's mommy? Eh? So why does it want me? No, it doesn't. Go and give to mommy. Where's brother? Okay, where's brother? Where's go and call Mojib. Fulani fear of UTHMAN than FODIO, the dream. The Hausa Fulani has no idea, no ambition, save such as sensual in character, is a fatalist, spendthrift, and a gambler. This was what Lugard said in this article that I've also come up with as well. Quite a lot of information to give you today. Lugard saw he said so many things about the Hausa, the Yoruba, and the Igbo, but we come back there first. Let me first start straight away with these that's talked about Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, and then it's about 5 minutes. We're gonna watch this, and then I will then come back and then start discussing what what the Fulani impression of their forefather UTHMAN than FODIO. But let's go straight into it.
Who was popularly known as the Golden Voice of Africa. Tafawa Balewa took its name from two corrupted Fulani words, Tafari, which means rock, and Baleri, which means black. So he grew up with the nickname Black Rock. He had very humble origins. His father was a slave who rose in the service of the Madaki of Bauchi and became a district head. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was born in Tafawa Balewa, present-day Bauchi state. He remains Nigeria's first and only prime minister. He started his early education at the Quranic school in Bauchi, and like most of his contemporaries, he studied at the Balewa College for further education and soon acquired his teaching certificate. He returned to Bauchi to teach at the Bauchi Middle School. In 1944, along with a few learned teachers from the north, he was chosen to study abroad for a year at the University of London's Institute of Education, which today forms part of the University College London. Upon returning to Nigeria, he became an inspector of schools for the colonial administration and later entered politics. So that was when he was elected in 1946 to the colony's Northern House of Assembly and to the Legislative Assembly in 1947. As a legislator, he was a vocal advocate of the rights of Northern Nigeria, and together with Sir Ahmadu Bello, who held the hereditary title of Sardana of Sokoto, he founded the Northern People's Congress, the NPC, which was the dominant party in Northern Nigeria as at then. In 1951, in the North First elections, Tafawa Balewa won seats in the Northern House of Assembly and in the House of Representatives in Lagos, where he became a minister in the Central Council. In 1952, he became Nigeria's Minister of Works, and in 1954, Minister of Transport and the senior minister and leader of the NPC in the House of Representatives. In 1957, he became the first Prime Minister of Nigeria, a position he held until his death. As Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa developed a favorable reputation in international circles. He was considered a pro-Western leader, but was very critical of South African apartheid policies and of French plans to test atomic devices in the Sahara. His last public act in January 1966 was to convene a Commonwealth conference in Lagos to discuss action against the white supremacist unilateral declaration of independence by Southern Rhodesia, now known as Zimbabwe. Throughout his career, Tafawa Balewa played a leading role in national policy making. Nevertheless, he often seemed limited in his own personal power, because as vice president of the NPC, he was answerable theoretically to Sir Ahmadu Bello, who was the premier of the Northern region and president of the NPC. In January 1966, a discontented segment of the army attempted a coup d'etat in which Tafawa Balewa was abducted and murdered. The circumstances of his death still remain a mystery. News of his assassination generated violent riots throughout northern Nigeria, especially in Verge, and ultimately led to the bloody counter-coup of July 1966. Today, his portrait adorns the 5 naira notes, and the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Verge is named in his honor.
Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the program. Now, I'm going to take you to the conversation now. What was the dream? Thank you very much, Mamawa Ayo Brown. Once again, a very good afternoon to my beautiful mother and my loved ones that are also watching the broadcast as well, both here in Nigeria. And I'm sure you'll probably be saying, Nigeria care. Yes, we have a lot of loved ones that care about us in Nigeria as well. And that's why we're all fighting for this. Don't worry, I've got tom-tom in my mouth. I know I'm going to get rid of that very soon. Let me bring you back now to this conversation. Media houses that have joined us as well. Àṣé Uthman Dan Fodio òun náà lálàá. Kí ni àlá tó lá? Òun la fẹ́ ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ nísìn fún gbogbo wa ká gbọ́. Àlá tó lá was narrated by somebody in 2010. I came across it as well, like I said, and I'll be reading that in just about a few minutes now. Quite a lot. It's a length one, but it's worth going through together with every one of you. Let me turn my own camera on so that you can see me as well. My camera will be on. I might have to minimize my camera this way. And now let's go straight into it. I'm going to increase the front. I think it's more than enough. I think I can read it as well from the laptop. And it's good on the YouTube. And likewise, it's good on the other platform as well. All right. Let's go straight into it. The FULANI'S fear of Uthman Dan Fodio dream. The Hausa Fulani has no ideals, no ambitions, save such as sexual in character. Is a fatalist, spendthrift, and a gambler. Is gravely immoral and is seriously diseased that is a menace to any community to which he seeks to attach himself. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí Lugard sọ fún ọ̀rẹ́ kan nínú lẹ́tà kan tó ń pè ní Walter H. Lang ní September 25th, 1918. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yẹn òun ló wà ní bíbáyìí. So, ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yẹn òun ni ó wà nínú bíbá yìí náà. So I'm gonna go through these later. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Yorùbá náà, ti Hausa la gbọ́ yẹn. Lórí ti Yorùbá ó ní Lagos has for 20 years opposed every governor and has fomented strife and bloodshed in the hinterland. I have spent the best part of my life in Africa. Ìyẹn Lugard ó ń ṣàlàyé fún wa báyìí. My aim has been the betterment of the native for whom I have been ready to give my life. But after some 29 years and after nearly 12 years as governor here, I am free to say that the people of Lagos and indeed the Westerners are the lowest, the most expeditious, disloyal, the most purely prompted by self-seeking money motives of any people I have met. Ó ń ṣàlàyé in tó bá àti in tó mọ̀ nípa Yorùbá. Let's go to the Igbo. These people are predominantly Eastern Nigeria, are fiercely rebellious with no regard for authority, though industrious and religion, in defense to the objectives of Her Majesty and the Crown. They are highly dangerous to be trusted with power. Sheribo ṣe categorize gbogbo wa, but that is not where we are going. Let's come back now and start going into this article. Again, this article was submitted to Sahara Reporter by whoever the person was on the March of 27, 2010. And we're going to read it together. And I will not have a break. I'm going to read all the way through. I will open the phone line. We will then start, looking into this article. If we cannot understand this article today, then Yoruba people, we are in a big mess. Tí a bá ti gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí délẹ̀ tán, if we do not feel anything about it, then we might as well say Fulani will become our new, I'm told you know what I want to say. The Hausa Fulani, we talked about that, so I'm going to go straight into it. Under the circumstance of what has been happening in Plateau State, some people just have to die. Any society that refuses to be just and fair shall become a jungle where only jungle justice shall operate. Indeed, majority of our killings were carried out in areas where there was strong government present. Malam Sali Bayaro, Fulani leader, and the Secretary Sultan Farmer Cattle Rearers Conflict Committee boasting as he justified the massacre of the Biron people while protesting the arrest of Fulani murderers in Plateau State of Nigeria, quoted in the Sun News of Friday, March 12, 2010. Sometime towards the middle of the second decade of the 1800 to 1815 AD or thereabout, UTHMAN Danfodio was reported to have had a scary dream about his sultanate empire that he had just built. Ó lálàá kí lè máa ṣe àyàn nípò ẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. I will not be able to translate everything, but at some point I will have to do so for the benefit of àti kò ṣe pé wọ́n gbọ́n Ìgbò, but just for us to get it out in Yoruba as well. Wọ́n ní UTHMAN Danfodio òun náà lálàá, àlá yẹn dẹ́rù bà. Kí ni àlá náà? Òun la fẹ́ ṣàlàyé fún yín nínú átíkù tá à ń kà lọ ẹ̀. Ó lálàá nípa Emirates empire tó ti build just after tó ti build empire yẹn, gbogbo alamọ bó ṣe gba gbogbo ibi tó gbà up to now. This dream was said to have saddened him that the empire he had spilled so much blood to build will only last 200 years. UTHMAN Danfodio ó lálàá pé empire tóun torí ẹ̀ jà, tóun torí ẹ̀ pa àwọn èèyàn, tóun torí ẹ̀ gbé ẹ̀jẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ sílẹ̀ kò ní last more than 200 years. 200 years péré ni ó máa fi ṣiṣẹ́. As a courageous warrior that he was, Danfodio was reported to have summoned the will and the interpret the dream to make his prediction about the future of his empire. Gbogbo wa láti rántí bí èyí táwọn tó jẹ́ Kristẹni, ẹ rántí pé oríṣiríṣi àlá tí ẹ lè fi ṣàlàyé fún wa nígbà tí ìyàn kan during the farming system tí ìyàn kan lálàá pé ẹran gbígbẹ àti ẹran tó tóbi. I'm sure you remember the dream. I don't want to go into that. Bí a ta bá open phone line ẹ lè pè wá kẹ́ lè ṣàlàyé fún mi nígbà yẹn. But intern sọ ni pé àṣé UTHMAN Danfodio fúnra rẹ̀ just after tó ti create empire yẹn nígbà yẹn ó wá lálàá àlá yẹn sọ fún pé gbogbo empire tó ní lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí kò ní last more than 200 years ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ get the first 100 years yẹn kúrò tá a bá rántí nísìnyí pé láti 1960 títí dé 2014 that was another 100 years that means pé empire yẹn òun ló fẹ́ fọ́ báyìí Allah Akbar títóbi Ọlọ́run inshallah lórúkọ Jésù ní tìbílẹ̀ àṣé empire tí ó create yẹn òun ló máa fi wọlẹ̀ báyìí nísìnyí tí gbogbo wa fi ń pariwo báyìí àṣé àwọn rúmọlẹ̀ tó wá gbé àwa dìde wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé àwọn ti fi àlá yẹn wọ́n lójú oorun wọ́n ti fi àlá wọn ẹni tá à ń pè ní ẹ lè má mọ ẹni tó ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ I think I have this picture somewhere here òun lélẹ̀ òun gangan lélẹ̀ even though his image is very very skeptical but ẹni tó ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ òun lélẹ̀ ó lálàá níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn àlá yẹn fi ń yé pé gbogbo in tó ní everything tí ó ń jà fún everything he was fighting for was not gonna last more than 200 years bóyá àwọn ẹ̀jẹ̀ yẹn ló wá ń react nísìnyí nírú àwa fi wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nítorí pé ìwòye last year mo rò pé gbogbo wa ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Oòduà àṣé òun gan fúnra rẹ̀ he saw it in his dream. Uthman Dan Fodio also saw it in his dream. Let's continue with it. Now, àlá yẹn wá dẹ́rùbà. The dream was said to have saddened him. Ó bà nínú jẹ́, ó bà lọ́kàn jẹ́ pé gbogbo in tí mo wá torí ẹ̀jà, gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ tá wá statílẹ̀, àṣé gbogbo kìíní kò ní last 200 years. Let us now live the first 100 years of his lifetime because he was still alive when he dreamt. So tá bá yọ 100 years kúrò, ká mú yẹn kúrò. Let's now talk about the next 100 years, which is from 1960 to 2014. So when we kept talking about the 1914 amalgamation that has lasted 100 years, it was part of the dream that Uthman Dan Fodio dreamt. Let's continue. As a courageous warrior that he was, Uthman Dan Fodio was reported to have summoned the will and interpret the dream to make his prediction. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin kankan náà nísìnyí, some of you always dream, but sometimes ẹlòmíì ló máa bẹ́ẹ̀ túmọ̀ àlá yẹn. Whether you consult your pastor, whether you consult your imam, whether you consult the traditional one way or the other, some of us have had a dream, and that dream must be interpreted to us by somebody else. That is a fact. We all know that. So now, according to the informed sources, as reported by Adewale Adeoye in the Nation of the March 14, 2010, this fear of realization of Dan Fodio's dream was what informed the hurried movement of the capital of Nigeria from Lagos to Abuja. Nítorí àlá tí Uthman Dan Fodio tó lá ìyẹn ló ṣe move capital kúrò l'Ékòó padà lọ sí Abuja. Ṣé rí pé in tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ó ní agbára. Let's continue. The report say inter-ally. Let's move forward. Let me be highlighting the part I'm reading so that you are also coming along with me. And I hope that will be highlighted as well for those of you that are also reading along with me. I would also share this particular article with us so that you can also go and research more after I've done mine. Now, the source hinted that in 1970, in 1970, the northern leaders of the Fulani extraction had met and resolved that the capital of Nigeria should be moved from Lagos to Abuja in the anticipation of the prophecy of the late Uthman Dan Fodio. Àwọn wá ń sọ pé ká move capital kúrò l'Ékòó lọ sí Abuja nítorí àlá tí Uthman Dan Fodio tó ti lá níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Let's continue. He said the meeting was propelled by the dream that the then Sultan of Sokoto had that he saw his offspring in years to come being requested to obtain visa permit before entering the southern part of the country. Wọ́n ní níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, Sultan of Sokoto tìgbà yẹn kò ń ṣe ti síyàn tìgbà yẹn wá ń sọ pé ṣé ó ṣeéṣe pé àwọn ọmọ táwọn bá bí wọ́n máa fi visa wọ ọ̀dọ̀ wa àtọ̀dọ̀ ọmọ Igbo. Let's continue. I'm going to continue to highlight each of the area I'm reading. I have to continue to also translate, as I go along so that we can all get the understanding of it. After this, we open the phone line. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome. Share this broadcast. It is very, very important. Now, there are numbers of deduction. Emma Go, there are numbers of deduction that could be made from the above. Àwọn nǹkan tí a lè yọ kúrò lára ẹ̀, òun lẹ́ni ìfẹ́ ṣàlàyé fún wa. Number one, that the entire Nigeria was and is still regarded as part of the Sultanate Empire of UTHMAN dan Fodio. Gbogbo tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí under UTHMAN dan Fodio ló wà. Empire, gbogbo ṣe I want Nigeria. No, you are not under one Nigeria. You are literally under what they call the Sultanate Empire of UTHMAN dan Fodio. That is where you are under. Now, number B, that is why the Fulani have been exuding this arrogant attitude permitted with born to rule mentality. In tó ti sọ fún wọn nìyẹn pé bàbá wọn ó sọ pé àwọn làwọn nílẹ̀. That is why they are always called born to rule mentality. Number C, that is why they have always ruled Nigeria as if we are the Middle Ages and consider the wealth of Nigeria as theirs to dispense as they see fit. Tẹ́ bá rí ibi tí Málà ti ń náwó, ẹ máa béèrè pé iṣẹ́ ogun ló ń ṣe. Ní gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti ṣiṣẹ́, some of you that have worked in big organizations, some of them cannot even write their name apart from using the Arabic to write their name. And I'm sure some of you can testify to that. That some of the organizations that you are working right now, the man on your desk, which is your boss, cannot write a simple English. Most times, it will have to write to you in Arabic. Because somebody and so many people have confirmed that. Even in First Bank, in NNPC, name it, they are always more likely to write in Arabic. Number D, that the recent liberation struggle in Biron, Niger Delta, and the rest of the southwest of East is being seen as the beginning of the end of the Sultanate Empire by the Fulani people. Ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ìjà táwa ń jà nísìnyí, òun ló fẹ́ bí in tó máa jẹ́ kí a end in tó ń pè ní the Sultanate Empire àwọn Fulani. So when you see everybody talking about Oduduwa, it is the dream that he dreamt about and it is the beginning of a new era. Number E, that the Fulani people have been chewing and preparing to get ready for when they will leave or be chased out of Nigeria. Àwọn Fulani fúnra wọn got him prepared. So every time we come and say Fulani ma ti ready, is because they were aware of this. What he mọ̀ pé it will get to this stage at some point because the 200 years have also elapsed from what their forefathers known as UTHMAN dan Fodio dreamt about. And I'll continue to show you his face right there. His dream is now already expired. It is now up to us to get what we want. If not, the next generation will be very brutal. Let's go to the next write-up. Once again, a very good afternoon to those of you that have joined us. Now, it is this writer's view, ẹni tó kọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, the writer view that there is nothing wrong if the Fulani have to pull out of Nigeria to sustain and maintain the remnant of their Sultanate Empire. It will definitely serve all concerned very well. Gbogbo wa là ń bẹ̀rù, a lè lọ sóko mọ́, àwọn bàbá wa wọ́n pa wọ́n, àwọn ìyá wa wọ́n pa wọ́n. They have dominated every part of Nigeria. So we are all concerned. But this writer is not convinced that the Fulani will let go easily. Every time I come here, I say we must fight to come out of Nigeria. Some of you do not believe that. Even this writer is not convinced that Fulani will let go easily, regardless of their palpitation. And I would love to see the meaning of that because all this English is too big for me as well. So what I'm going to do now, because I want us to understand every details of these. So it might take some time, but we will get through. Let's find out the meaning of these. Let me get the pronunciation right first.
Palpitation. Palpitation.
Palpitation.
Palpitation.
What is the meaning of palpitation? A noticeable, rapid, strong, or irregular heartbeat due to agitation. My heartbeat is going bish, bash, bish, bash, bish, bash. Some of you are thinking maybe I'm going to explode. The meaning is called
palpitation. Palpitation.
So let's come back here again. So now we know the meaning. Again, the meaning of that is, according to the Oxford Dictionary, it is a noticeable, rapid, strong, or irregular heartbeat. Tí ọkàn yẹn bá ń ṣe gbà tó ń ṣe pé emergency dé tó fẹ́ kú, but ó kàn ń sọ̀rọ̀ bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìn. Ẹ rí pé every time I am doing my show, there's a kind of different energy. Only yàtọ̀ sí tẹlòmíì, but that is just me. It is called
palpitation,
Now, let's come back to the write-up again. I'm going to highlight everything again. Now, according to this writer, he himself is not convinced. Ẹni tó kọ̀wé, ó lóun gan wà convinced that Fulani tí gbogbo wa ń sọ lójoojúmọ́ will let go very easily, regardless of their palpitation. The same thing táwa náà ní lára tí ọkàn tẹ́ni tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí, tí Dara talk show tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀, tí Gbẹ̀du bá ń sọ̀rọ̀, tí heart wá ń ṣe gbìgì gbàgà gbìgì, àwọn náà ní the same thing o. So ẹ má rò pé they will let go easily about the dreams of UTHMAN dan Fodio. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o, they are going to fight very hard according to this writer. The Fulani will fight hard. Anyone familiar with their trickery and how they subdue all the flagging Hausa state one after the other. Ní stage by stage, lọ́ fi gba gbogbo ilẹ̀ Hausa mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́. Bọ̀nú lọ́ fi gbà látijọ́ ìwọ̀ tí rí Bọ̀nú yẹn gbà. Ìyẹn ni problem ṣe wà ní Bọ̀nú because Bọ̀nú fúnra rẹ̀ ní spiritual intone nínú ẹni tó bá mọ̀ kó mọ̀. Go and find out more about Borno State. Borno has another energy. Wàláì tàláì ni mo sọ. Ẹ bá lọ fi iyì. Ẹ kàn lọ sínú ẹ̀mí. Ẹni kọ́ náà fi Borno kó fi wọ̀nyí. Èmi ti kà á ní kàn ṣe pé mo gbọ́. Mo ti kà á. Mo dẹ̀ ti jókòó pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ti ṣàlàyé fún mi. Borno has a different energy in that particular state. And the Fulani knows as well. They are also spiritual in tone. If their forefathers, UTHMAN dan Fodio, was able to dream that after 200 years, gbogbo empire tó build tó tẹ̀jẹ̀lẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ máa parẹ́ mọ́ lójú. Àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ máa fi visa wọlé sọ́dọ̀ wa bó dẹ̀ ṣe máa rí nìyẹn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Bó ṣe máa rí gangan nìyẹn ní àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Mo kí yín bàbá wa Pastor Emmanuel Togba. Thank you very much. Let's continue. They are going to fight hard. Anyone familiar with their trickery and how they subdue all the flatline Hausa state one after the other, using Hausa masses against their kings, will agree with this writer. The same way that they are using Bola Tinubu to suppress majority of the Yoruba now. Oh, let's allow Tinubu to become the president. But Tinubu will negotiate with the Fulani for him to give him that opportunity to become the president. And that means they will then use Fulani to, they will use the Yoruba people to subdue just the same way they did with the Hausa people. So when people say, let's allow Tinubu to become the president, we are literally still buying into the dream of UTHMAN dan Fodio. Let's continue. Now, to this extent, I disagree. Anyone disagree with Lord Lugard that the Fulani, let us leave the Hausa ethnic nationality out for now. Sometimes, you know, when we are talking as well, even though we mix them together, but this person now is saying, let us separate the Hausa. I hope those on my Instagram can also see what I'm doing. If not, at least I'm reciting it so you can also hear as well. Thank you very much. We're not taking calls now. If you call, it will literally disturb the broadcast. So I will give everybody time. And then I will open the phone line. To the extent, I disagree with Lord Lugard that the Fulani, let us leave Hausa ethnic nationality out for now, has no ambition. And when no ambition, the Fulani has ambition, and the great ones are that. And when no ambition, ambition. They have ambition as well. Thank you very much, Citizen AY. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Now, their ambition is different from our own. The Fulani ambition, the Fulani has ambition, and they have great ones as well. But the Fulani ambition is to always rule others, whether they are Fulani. I'll take that again. The Fulani ambition is to always rule others, whether Fulani have the capacity to do so or not. So Fulani, you can see that they've captured every part of the country, military-wise, every sector. It is part of the game. The Fulani like and still like his empire. At least that of UTHMAN dan Fodio had been placed before Lord Lugard was ever born. Even before Lugard came to Nigeria, UTHMAN dan Fodio has already have so much dream to conquer every part of Nigeria and turn it to their own empire or the Sultanate. Once again, a very good afternoon to those of you that have joined us. Okay, I think I have a water here. I might have to take a little bit of that. Thank you, those that have joined us. Now, let's highlight the next one. Again, this article came out 10 years ago. Exactly what we've been looking for. It is the inherited ambition that forced the Fulani to develop the methodology to use religion to mobilize the Hausa critical mass against their own Hausa rulers and replace them with a blue-blooded turban-carrying Fulani rulers as emirs across what used to be Hausa kingdom. Hausa have their kingdom until the Fulani came through. So what they did was they coerced the Hausa people against their own kingdom. And they used that based on the religion. As time goes on, the Fulani sought ways to now modernize its means of extending the frontiers of the Sultanate. So they were pushing and pushing more of their empire according to what they want from their forefathers known as UTHMAN dan Fodio. This guy. Let's come back here. Now, as time goes on, Fulani sought ways to modernize its means of extending the frontiers of the Sultanate, refine its way tools that was used against the Hausa kingdom, in preparation for the conquest of the ethnic nationality in Nigeria. Let's break the English down. Let's go and find the meaning of these. Let's find the meaning of these. Now, what is the meaning of these? The act or processing of conquering. So now they are now in that process. They keep going to our farmland every day. They are killing people. You might think it's one, it's three, but it's a process. Something conquer, especially territory. Appropriate in war. Inú ogun ló ti máa ń gba ìlú, but àwọn fẹ́ gbà nísìn using the let's allow the X-Men. They are not X-Men. They are Fulani. A person whose favor or hand has been won. So the Fulani has been using that gimmick, and now they are moving into other ethnic nationality in Nigeria. Now, let's go to the next one. What the Fulani came up with was a different brand of what they did to the Hausa kingdom and the empire. Winter ṣe nígbà yẹn, wọ́n mọ̀ pé kò likely káwọn rí ṣe mọ́, because nígbà náà long tó fi conquer àwọn Hausa yẹn, ayé ò tí lajú, ayé ti lajú gan nísìn. So how are they going to conquer us? They will coerce with Tinubu. They will say Tinubu, okay, we'll give you 2023, but your agreement is we will continue to take majority share. And Tinubu is so dumb, he doesn't care. Òun fẹ́ ta àwọn gbogbo Yorùbá. Tinubu fẹ́ ta gbogbo wa. So Tinubu máa coerce pẹ̀lú wọn if given the opportunity. And we haven't got that time now. We only got 2 years to end that agenda. Already, agenda yẹn ti kú. Ìyẹn làwọn kan ṣe sọ pé àwọn ti rí kíní lójú oorun. Ọlọ́run ti fà wọ́n náà pé Nàìjíríà máa break. Ó fi wọn bàbá wọn náà níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn tó ń pè ní UTHMAN dan Fodio. Now, what the Fulani came up with was different brand of what they did to the Hausa kingdom and the empire. The Fulani concluded that because of cultural and religious factor, it will not be easy to critically mass of other ethnic nationality in Nigeria to be able to supplant the leaders of this ethnic nationality. I want to find out again the meaning of what they call supplant. Let's do that again quickly. What is the meaning? And let's see the pronunciation very well.
Supplant.
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 Supplant. It means domestic production has been supplanted by import and jobs. That means every Fulani they were imported from Niger, Chad, and Cameroon because they could not finish up the job on their own. Hey, we are now in a big mess. Again, the meaning of
supplant. Supplant.
The meaning of supplant is the Janjaweed Fulani that are coming in their droves into the country because they know that they will not be able to fight us the way they did with the Hausa when they took over Hausa place. Now, So the Fulani, to sustain its ambition to rule and dominate, cultivated corrupt satellite. They cultivated what they call a corrupt satellite in every ethnic nationality in Nigeria, while politically humiliating the true leaders of other ethnic nationality. I will come back to this, but again, let's find the meaning of this. Again, pronunciation.
Annihilate.
Annihilate. Annihilate. What is the meaning of annihilate? Annihilate means to destroy, utterly, obliterated. So when you want to destroy something, a simple bomb of this type of
annihilate.
A simple bomb of this type of
annihilate.
You can say wipe out. So they are ready to wipe every one of us out, whether you believe them or not. They don't care. And you let you go as people that are normal. These bastards are not normal. They want to
annihilate.
I don't know why these people don't use this kind of English. Because when you read this now, you don't know the meaning of this. You will just get lost. And that's why because I know when they are using all this big English, it will convince every one of us. Again, the meaning of
annihilate
is to wipe everybody. They don't care whether you are Igbo or that tribe. And now they've been using the game. They probably used MK Abiola. MK Abiola thought he was a friend to the Fulani people, but he forgot that Fulani does not care about him. The same thing they're going to do with Tinubu anyway. The same thing they've done to other people that are politically inclined. All these Yoruba politicians just want to make money. They do not care at all. All they are interested is the money that they will make, and their own family will be okay, regardless of whether we are all wiped out. Walk up a white Bogua, and those bastards, those Yoruba politicians, and those Igbo, those other tribes that are part of this game, do not care whether we are all
annihilate.
Let's come back here again. Now, let's go to the next one. A very good afternoon to those of you that have joined us. In 1957, during the heated battles of self-government and independence, this man, Sir Ahmadu Bello, referred to Nigeria as the mistake of 1914. What is the mistake of 1914? Let's read further. To correct this mistake, a meticulous plan to dominate the future Nigerian armed force was surreptitiously embarked upon while the British was helping out on the political front, manufacturing parliamentary seat for the north against the south of Nigeria. Thus, barely 6 months after independence, Sir Ahmadu Bello was able to say with confidence in the Daily Times of May 3rd, 1961, the following. And I'm sure if I come back out of this broadcast quickly, just for a few seconds, you will all remember now that we know what took place in 1959. I won't play everything, but I just want us to remember what this man said. Let me quickly bring that video up as quickly. I hope I will find it. Just to remind us of what he said. And now we all know what took place in 1959. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome onto the broadcast. We know what took place in 1959 based on information and what we have shared with you a couple of times as well on different shows at interval on this particular broadcast. Bear with me. You all remember what happened.
Hello. And Mrs. Carol Smith, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
May I say how delighted we are to be on Passion. We've looked forward to speaking to an African television station for decades. This is something we have looked forward to for such a long time, and we are so happy to be here.
Thank you. Mr. Aaron Smith was a young, bright, and principled Oxford University graduate who was recruited by the Colonial Office and posted to Nigeria. He took his final examination a year ahead of his class. He also married Mrs. Carol Smith, whom he met while they were both at Oxford University. Together they went to Nigeria, where they had their 2 children. Mr. Aaron Smith, you were featured in a program recently by BBC Radio 4 titled Document, and that was hosted by Mr. Mike Thompson. You are alleged that the British government rigged the first and most important election in the history of Nigeria in 1959 in favor of the North. Am I correct?
Yes.
How long were you in Nigeria for?
From 1955 to 1960. And we were based in Lagos. I was on the staff of the Department of Labour. I was largely occupied with employment problems, all the employment exchanges, and statistics, and international reports, and was kept pretty busy. I was also stationed in Lagos in charge of the capital and the port. I was the port labour officer as well, and I also devised a port labour scheme and later a social security scheme, which was one of the first in Africa, which guaranteed workers some income after they'd finished work. It was a providence scheme, as I say, it's called the National Providence Scheme.
We're going to come back to that. Let's leave that image. Just remind you now that at least you know the video I'm talking about. We know what took place in 1959. Let's come back to what we are still reading to us. And I say good afternoon to those of you. Remember, this man said he was in Nigeria from 1951 to 1960. Now, what do we know? When the British was helping out on political front, the British were actually creating a political front, manufacturing parliamentary seats for those people in the north against those of us in the south of Nigeria. Barely 6 months after independence, this bastard named Ahmadu Bello was able with so much confidence because they have the backing of the British to come out on the Daily Times of May 3rd, 1961. And this was what he said. I am set and fully armed to conquer the action group, the AG, in the same ruthless manner as my grandfather conquered Akwala in a town in Sokoto province during the last century. So these were all the games that they were playing with the backing of the British. Now, let's play this video a little bit more.
And I was very proud to have put that on the statute book.
I was going to ask you what your role is. You've mentioned 3 important. Is there any particular name given to your office while you were there?
Just labour officer.
I was a labour officer, a senior civil servant.
Okay.
I only intended to stay in Lagos initially for 2 tours of duty. Although because of this conflict with the elections, there were difficulties. Actually, government wouldn't let me leave the civil service. They were determined that I should stay in the civil service after my 2 tours. And I was offered very...
I'm just going to give room for 1 or 2 calls quickly so that, we can just balance it. Go ahead quickly.
You see, what Koiki is saying, they say this another version. As far as I'm concerned, what they are doing is exactly what they did to the Hausas. People should know that, especially the Muslims online, there is nothing like jihad of Usman Dan Fodio. It is a conquest of Usman Dan Fodio. The only thing is that, as at that time, they realized that the easiest thing the way to enter the north is through religion. Usman Dan Fodio killed a former student, Muhammad Bufa, who was the king as at that time, to take over the whole of the north. If you go back to look at how they went into Nupe land, ìlú àwọn tápà ní kòsó yẹn o. Wọ́n lè gbọ́n àtàbúrò tó já. Wọ́n hẹ́ẹ̀bù àbúrò láti bá ẹ̀. Wọ́n gbé sórí throne. Ìgbà tó yá tábúrò trust wọn, wọ́n pa àbúrò náà, wọ́n lè take over throne yẹn. Ìwé náà lọ sí ní Ìlọrin, ìwé náà lọ sí ní Kánò. Bí Fúlàní ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọn nìyẹn, àjẹ́tà wọn ti wà online. Ẹdẹ bá jẹ́ kí Yorùbá kankan tán ra wa, wọ́n ti mú wa tán báyìí. Táwọn bá ti ti jára wa gbà, àwa ló kù, ọwọ́ wa ló kù sí. Nísìnyí ẹ ti rí ẹ̀mí àwọn Fúlàní ní Lagos. Wọ́n ti ń ṣe gbogbo kiri. Ẹ ti rí wọ́n tó mú ní Ọ̀yọ́ state yẹn. Wọ́n ní Ọ̀yọ́ state tó máa fẹ́ dáko wọ́n lọ rí sẹ́ríkì kan náà. wọ́n ti wọlé sí wa lára nǹkan tó ṣe ní fún Madam Fodio tí Madam Fodio ṣe wọ́n ti ṣe é tán wọ́n lè ti rí i pé opportunity ti wà fún Yorùbá Tinubu ti pín wa sí méjì Afẹ́nifẹ́re wà káwọn leader wa wuyẹ Tinubu ti pín wa sí méjì wọ́n fẹ́ support Tinubu nísìnyí wọ́n wá access Tinubu wò ṣé gbogbo ìmọ̀ ṣe control wọ́n ti wá fẹ́ máa lo Fáyẹmí náà sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe nìyẹn divide and rule ni but their entitlement is not for cow nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ nìkan ni cow ilẹ̀ wa wọ́n dẹ̀ dominate later irú nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní South Africa apartheid káwọn nìkan máa rule ni ẹ̀yin náà imagine ni president débẹ̀ senate president chief judge those are the three arms of government ó wá jókòó gbogbo ibi tó wà important ní Nàìjíríà ṣe Fúlàní ni finance immigration police army air force gbogbo nǹkan tó wà important ó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tán wọ́n ti dominate wa wọ́n ti colonize wa tán wọ́n ti ń rù wa àwa ni ká wá jí díẹ̀ tó kù ká lè jíra wa ká lè fight right wa tó tẹ́ bá rí Koiki tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ Koiki ò sọ nǹkan tó ń rò nǹkan tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tán tó ti dé tán òun ni Koiki ń sọ òun ni Citizen Ewa ń sọ òun ni gbogbo ẹ̀ ń sọ presently 90% of the resources of Nigeria is coming from the south but 70% is going to the north they are still not contented with that they want everything and rule you so let's be very clear with ourselves ó ti dé tán ó ti wọlé tán àti ìjà àwọn alábọ̀ ń sùn kọ́lọ́ ọba aláàánú kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ká jí ká lè support ẹni tó bá lè fowó support ẹni tó bá lè fẹ́ energy support ẹni tó bá lè fi irinṣẹ́ support ẹni tó bá lè fòkùn support àgbàjára wa gbà lọ́wọ́ kiri ìdí báyìí.
àtúnfún iláyè kẹtù pé padà it was a very I had to bring him in because I know he was going to add one or two. I'm going to roll quickly. We will leave the video. We'll come back to that. We played that video before, but let's finish, the write-up quickly. Now we go to the next line. Now this writer, remember this was in 2010, 10 years ago. The writer would like readers, Awata and Bonisi, only kema pay due attention to words, ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń jáde lẹ́nu èmi ọ̀rọ̀ tó fẹ́ jáde lẹ́nu Sir Bello in this code ẹ máa gbọ́ he used the word conquer okay ẹ jẹ́ balance ẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lélẹ̀ nọ́mbà yẹn but I'm not sure whether the person is in Nigeria okay akọ̀mọ́fẹ́ nìyẹn láyé àti ìgbà call ẹjọ́ ẹ̀ tó ń pè ẹ̀ ló kọ́là ẹ̀ kásán.
Ẹ ṣeun gan lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀.
Ẹ ṣe gan bàbá wa.
You are our general symbol of our own time.
Ẹ ṣe gan ní sàn.
Ọjọ́ orí kọ́ nothing but freedom. Ó ní ẹ̀dá tọ́lọ́ máa ń yàn pé lọ save àwọn èèyàn. David ò ṣàkọlé Ọlọ́run. Solomoni ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́. Your effort will never be in vain. Ẹ túbọ̀ máa try.
Ẹ ṣe gan ní sàn.
What we need is the publicity you people again. That is at the beginning of freedom in any organization, in any community. We are admirers for you spend your money, your time, your energy, name it all. Ọlọ́run á fún gbogbo wa ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀gọ́gọ́ tẹ́ èmi sì tún fẹ́ ni pé ní agboolé ọlọ́mọ̀wé they don't fight a civil war with the same method. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ti partake inú ẹ̀ sìn, they will still come back and join the
it's a moving trend, Ben, sir. It's a moving trend.
Yes,
it's a moving trend, yeah.
Ní
choice.
Nígbà tí ọba Abiola gbà yẹn, June 12 ló expose wa débi tá a dé. Because tí ò bá yẹ fóun tó lọ àṣẹ òdíyè wa tó expose sí pé military ò fẹ́ release power for South. Kì í ṣe pé a ṣe ara àwọn nǹkan tá a rí nìyí. And it will be one of our campaign ground. Kánirúgbọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Abiola yẹn ká ti fi lọ sí the United Nations. A máa jẹ. And inú mi dẹ̀ dùn including your Ogboteba àti Baba Professor everybody. We in the country we don't have much to say. Ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí tẹ̀lé wà ń ta ẹjọ́ kò máa lo influence yìí. Àwọn ogun kọjá kò ṣeé jà àwọn ilé. It's from the outside. What we need is the publicity.
Ben.
God will be with you. And àwọn èèyàn wa náà sọ pé ṣó máa ṣe é ṣe ẹjẹ́ àní lọ́kọ̀ kó máa ṣe é ṣe. The moment you start doubting your ability, automatically you are failing out already. And àwọn Fúlàní tán ni wọ́n máa wáyà ilẹ̀ wọn jẹ́. Wọ́n kó Yorùbá lẹ́wọ́ kẹ́ lọ kọ ìtàn ẹ̀. wọn kó Yorùbá lẹ́rú rí ọmọ báńdìrì bàbá àti ìyá ẹ̀ tí ó ti yé yín civil service tó ń jòkó tó ń gbẹ́kẹ̀lé ṣèbó náà lọ ti fún ara wọn ta airport wọn ti fẹ́ ta nnpc ṣèbí ìgbà tó bá ti ta gbogbo yẹn tán ṣèbí àwọn ọlọ́pọ̀ jù nepa tẹ́lẹ̀ nígbà tó kẹ́ra nepa ṣé wọ́n tó pọ̀ ọ̀n bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ so that this is a battle of we are going to win that is my belief Oòduà nation forever ni anybody tó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí kó gbọ́n sí mọ́tò ní tí ò bá wọlé ọkọ̀ ọ̀nù àní ẹni tí ò bá wọlé máa bómi lọ ni ẹni tó bá wọlé ó máa padà wá ni ọkọ̀ ọ̀nù àlá ń wà lọ́wọ́ ọkọ̀ ọ̀nù àlá ń build lọ́wọ́ ọkọ̀ ọ̀nù àlá ń campaign lọ́wọ́ àtọ́ba ìtìjòyè ìlú ìsì àìwọ́gán máa ní àwọn Mr. Alabide sọ́rí o everybody is coming back to Jerusalem ṣèbí bí Donald Trump ṣàmọ́ ṣe for the fact ó fulfill Bible pé Jerusalem ti máa di headquarter ṣèbódẹ̀ di headquarter ẹjọ́ ẹ túbọ̀ try Ọlọ́run á máa fún gbogbo wa ṣe too much God bless you.
mo kí bàbá wa tó pè tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan thank you very much fún kọ́ọ̀tì ẹ fi bá wa dá sí once again thank you very much to those of you that are still with us. We're going to push quickly so that we can allow calls to come through. I know a lot of you have so much to say. Now, this writer, again, wants the reader, Awati and Bo Oroyi, to pay a very close attention. And what is the attention? I'm going to start that in a minute. Okay. All right. The writer would like readers to pay due attention to the word used by Sir Bello in this code. He used the word conquer, not negotiated. Ahmadu Bello executed this desired conquest of the West as a plan, though it backfired temporarily as it consumed him a number of years later. But the Fulani centuries in the Caliphate armed force unionized as the Nigerian Armed Force, along with the surviving civilian wing, have adopted Sir Ahmadu Bello method of propping up political, economic, and religious satellite in all the ethnic nationality in Nigeria to be able to maintain and control from Abuja, Sokoto, or Gobi, the birthplace of UTHMAN than Fodio. So each time Tiban sọ pé Sultan of Sokoto knows what is happening in the whole of the country, because he is also the head representing, this man. Right? Now, what is the meaning of conquer? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wá òyìnbó meaning conquer. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan conquer, instead of him to use negotiated, kò lo negotiate. Kí ló ń pè ní conquer? That's what we want to find out now. Let's close this one that we've opened earlier on. Again.
Conquer. Conquer.
Overcome and take control of a place or people by military force. Ẹ rí pé nígbà tó gbé àwọn sójà wá sí Èkó, after the whole saga of the EndSARS, ẹ rí pé everything went conquer. So immediately, Sanwo-Olu, Sanwo-Eko called for Buhari, the dead one or the imposter, it does not make any difference, requested that the military should be brought down to Lagos, even though he was aware he was lying that he never asked for the military to come because he knows that he does not want his people, to have conquered Lagos. Rather, he called for what we now known as
conquer.
The military force. Defeat, beat, vanquish, thrones, and everything. But the military bá ti wá, Fẹlá ti sọ pé anytime a military comes over is always a problem. Ẹran tó orin Fẹlá yẹn pé anytime tí Fulani tí military bá wá síbì kan, kíyàn ẹran mi lórí yẹn tó ní kíní kan tó bá ti lọ, there will be blood, there will be this, there will be that. This is exactly what led to Ahmadu Bello word. If he has used the word negotiate, kí ló ń pè ní negotiate? Ṣèbí negotiate làwọn sọ nísìn, ẹ jẹ́ ká pín Nàìjíríà kólúkálukú dá wà. Kí ló ń pè ní?
Negotiate. Negotiate.
Obtain or bring about by discussion. Àwa fẹ́ wà ní discussion, àmọ́ Fulani fẹ́ ṣe kí ni? Conquer. Wọ́n fẹ́ negotiate. They still want to keep Nigeria. They love Nigeria because they are born to rule, based on what this man said to them, even though Alatola Ouna analyze Nisin. Let's come back to the other part of it as well. Once again, a very good afternoon, and the time is exactly 12 minutes past 3 here in London, 15th of December 2020. Tá a bá ti conquer àwọn náà báyìí, a lè negotiate o, àwa gan láti conquer ni o. Ṣé rí gbogbo negotiate tá a fẹ́ máa ṣe yẹn? Hey, ó lè lọ pẹ́ o, tèmi lèmi sọ yẹn. Now, Ahmadu Bello executed this desire, conquest of the West as a plan. Wàá máa bá Yorùbá ṣe irú àwọn MP Abiola ẹni sì wọ́n sọ wọ́n dolówó, wàá mú yọ̀kan, wàá fún wọn, wàá fi owó sí lábẹ́, wàá máa control ẹ̀. Ẹni ò rí lè sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Gbogbo Tinubu nísì, in tó fẹ́ nísì ni pé ẹ̀ẹ̀kan túbọ̀ support òun o, káṣírí òun má tó gbogbo tóun ti kó jẹ ní Lagos State o, káwọn Fúlàní kọ́ lè bá wọn protected as against àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. That's exactly the game tó fi gbá nísìn. Now, Sir Ahmadu Bello method of propping up political, economic and religious satellite. Wàá lo church mi, wàá lo pastor mi, ṣèbí kọ́ ti protect wọn ni. Ẹ máa worry, wọ́n ní deal tó máa ṣe pẹ̀lú ra wọn. And the most important thing is Abuja, Sokoto, àti ibi tó ti bí UTHMAN dan FODIO, òun ló ti ń control Nigeria. Ẹ rántí pé amúyín lọ sí kíní ibi tí wọ́n sin sí. Ṣé rántí kíní Tombe, right? Ẹ rántí ibẹ̀ náà ti lọ ń ṣe gbogbo àdúrà lọ ti ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi. Ṣé rántí? I'm sure you remember this. Is another pilgrimage for them. This is the tomb of UTHMAN dan FODIO. Now let's come back to the next line of this discussion. Once again, a very good afternoon. We are almost there. It will be highlighted if the Fulani could live with others. Wọ́n sọ pé ṣé ó ṣeé ṣe kí Fulani gbé pẹ̀lú wa? As others are willing and prepared to live with them in Nigeria and other parts of West Africa. At least in Nigeria, there has been more than 100 years of evidence of, okay, I think ìtorí obìnrin lẹni tó ń pè yìí, a máa fún ọ ní opportunity kan wọlé. Ṣé fẹ́ dá sórí ètò ni? Ó yẹ bá wa ṣe ní kíákíá.
Àwọn èèyàn àwọn dákẹ́ ni làwọn Fúlàní yẹn ṣe ń kalẹ̀ ṣe gbọ́mọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ fún wa lágbára wọ́n ṣe lọ́ kalẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń jẹun àwọn Fúlàní wọn kì í wọ́n dá kọ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ń jẹun lókè náà ti lè ṣe gbogbo òṣì kan ṣe yẹn wọ́n ti ń torí pé àwọn kan ọmọ nǹkan tó lè ṣe kó Fúlàní tó fi máa lọ ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ̀ kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ òǹkọ́ tọ́lọ̀ fún wa lẹ̀ Yorùbá òun lẹ́bíbọ̀dì máa lè ṣe ṣe understand agbára tọ́lọ̀ fún Ọlọ́run mọ̀ lágbára nítorí pé kí àwọn tó ju yàn lọ kọ́ má bàa fìyà jẹ wá lọ́lọ́run ṣe fún wọn lágbára ni so agbára yẹn ló máa lò lórí àwọn Fúlàní ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ̀ kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn ẹ̀ Muslim Christian no ọyọ̀ yẹn kúrò ọ̀rọ̀ agbára ta nílẹ̀ Yorùbá òun ló máa lò fáwọn Fúlàní wọ́n fi máa kúrò ní àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ láì jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ Fúlàní ò lè lọ mọ́ ó rí pé wọ́n ń talẹ̀ ní àwọn state kan ní ilẹ̀ òyìnbó òkè kan tí wọ́n fi ẹ̀ kúdà understand me but àwọn tó wà ń gbìyànjú wọn ti dákẹ́ ètò wọn quiet èèyàn quiet ọ̀rọ̀ ìjọba pọ̀ nílé tó bá ti tẹ́ ẹni pé bí màálù wọn màálù ọ̀lọ́ tí màálù bá tí márùn kan náà Fúlàní fúnra wọn bá fúnra wọn náà máa sá lọ wọn ò lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ń jẹ̀kú ṣẹ́yìn gbọ́ pé wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ń jẹ̀kú wọn ò lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ láéláé wọ́n mọ̀ pé agbára wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ìjẹ̀bú wọn ní fi wọ̀n wọ́n wò òun mo ní kí n sọ
Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right. Eshegoni, I had to balance it because Atiba call ọkùnrin méjì and I know that was a female calling, that's why I had to pick it up. Let's come back here. They are now is explaining to us that can we live with these people? Because in the Nigeria, there has been more than 100 years of evidence that various ethnic nationalities have accommodated, loved, respected, and cared for the Fulani in their midst. There are abundant evidence that the Fulani have been treated as a fellow human being and accorded the same right that the hosts have always enjoyed. But do you know that they have also become a problem for us? Fulani táwa ti accommodate, they are now becoming a problem for every one of us. What wá di pé tó bá fẹ́ ra ilẹ̀ wà kọ́kọ́ lọ bá Sẹ́ríkì, tó bá fẹ́ ṣe anything wà kọ́kọ́ lọ bá Sẹ́ríkì, because a ti gbà wọ́n láyè ìgbàkúgbà. Àwọn ti wá di nǹkan tí àwa tó wá ń bẹ̀rù wọn nítorí pé they have literally become a threat to every one of us. And I'm sure some of you will remember. We're not going to take any calls anymore because if not, it's going to slow down the broadcast. And Ken to bank pay and if they call listen because it's not yet the time to call. Let's watch this quick video of what Fulani have done and what they are still doing. And I'm sure some of us would think that maybe what we are saying is true or false. If we give them opportunity, they will take over the land. They will kill everybody. They will not just kill us. We will also have to be doing exactly what they want us to do. Ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ohun tí ọba ní ká ṣe, òun la máa ṣe. Gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ti ní ká ṣe, òun la máa ṣe. Tá a bá ti ṣe, we will definitely have to either leave the country for them or they will end up killing every one of us. Ẹni tó bá ń pè, kí yàn kọ́kọ́ máa ti pè, like I said, so that we can push the broadcast. I want to bring that ibi tí màmá tí ó ń ṣe ẹran yẹn àbí tó ń dáko tó bọ́kọ ẹ̀ jẹ́. I just want to chuck it into this conversation, but if I don't find it, I will have to move on as quickly as I can because time is not really on our side. But at least I'm sure you all remember that particular event of how we've allowed them to. Let's watch this anyway because this one is their movement of their cows. And this was in Ekiti last week. Ṣẹ̀rí àwọn màálù yẹn bó ṣe ń lọ láàrin ìlú. Ṣẹ̀rí wọn bó ṣe ń lọ láàrin ìlú. Ayé ti gbà wọ́n. Ayékáyé ti gbà wọ́n. Ayé ti gbà wọ́n.
Ṣé ń wò wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀hún máa lè. Ṣé ń wò ẹ̀rín ìgboro yìí o láti ń dà màálù bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé ń wò. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n ọ̀hún lórí burúkú. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n bá. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n bá. Adó Èkìtì lélẹ́yìí o. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n. Kẹ́ má jẹ́ ká múra kalẹ̀. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo súnmọ́ wọn. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n. Ṣé àwọn máa lè Fúlàní. Ṣé ń wò wọ́n. Màálù ló ń dà lẹ́rìn ìgboro yìí o. Ṣé ń wò.
And that tells you the kind of atrocity these guys have committed and they're still committing as we all keep quiet. Now let's go back into the conversation. There are abundant evidence that Fulani have been treated as fellow human beings and accorded the same right that the host have always enjoyed. Àwọn tí wá di host, àwa tí wá di àjòjì nílẹ̀ wa, ẹnìkankan ò lè lọ́lé mọ́, tó bá lọ́lé ò lè ṣe bó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe nítorí pé Fulani ló ń dominate. Now, Mokin Mamawa Grace, thank you very much. But it is very unfortunate that the Fulani has not had the same live and let live. Kí ló dé tá ò fi jẹ́ káwa náà gbé báwa ṣe jẹ́ kó gbé approach to other ethnic nationality, whether in the southeast, whether in the Niger Delta, whether in Plateau, they have not allowed us to live and let live. The Fulani concept of living is that others have to die so that the Fulani may live. As far as the Fulani are concerned, other people of other ethnic nationality are second-rate slaves to be used, dumped, maimed, raped, or killed for the good of a Fulani man. The Fulani see Nigeria as his great-grandfather inheritance to be toyed with as he wishes and as he wants. Wọ́n wá sọ Nàìjíríà di toy wọn. Wọ́n sọ di Barbie tó wà nínú yàrá àwọn ọmọ yín nínú ilé tó fi ń ṣeré. This attitude of Fulani makes him believe that he has to rule wherever he is, regardless of his comparative intelligence, capability to that of his host, among others. And there's a lot of evidence to that as well. There's evidence based to that, and this evidence is what I'm going to show you now. Like I said, today's broadcast is to tell you that this article still relates to what we are discussing. I'm sure you all remember this video.
By Adamu Muhammad. He even writes his name. He doesn't hide himself. This one is too bold and blunt. Ever since President Muhammad Buhari took over the mantle of leadership of this great country, Nigeria, we Hausa Fulani have come under severe media attack from enemy of progress. That means he has been standing on their way. Do you know what that means? God has started working among them. He agreed before he get there, but God puts confusion in their midst. But that confusion is not yet okay. We need more. Because it is God that touched him to delay. If not so, you know, our budget. You see how the man delay this, delay that. Because the assignment given to him, what Nigeria is expecting is different to the assignment on his table. Some people say the man is slow. The man, no. What he's facing is different to what we are talking. Are you telling me he doesn't have power to control fuel? He has power. But with who? By the time Bob scatter everywhere, kill all the manager and the director and the company, I will see who employ you. Whether or not dead body will come employ you from the grave. By the time Bob scatter everywhere, kill all the manager and the director and the company, I will see who employ you. Whether or not dead body will come employ you from the grave. But let me make something clear to you, stupid fellow anti-us. Whether you love us or hate us, it doesn't change anything. We are who we are, and we will continue to remain like that. We hate you even more, and we can never love you because you are all evidence.
Did you hear that?
You know, the people they call evidence,
Did you hear that?
anybody that did not follow is an evidence to them. I pity those of you who keep deluding yourself.
I'll leave that now. At least you got the message that this writer was trying to explain to us. At least the video evidence have now shown that as well. This attitude of Fulani, the Fulani concept of living is that others have to die so that the Fulani may live. As far as the Fulani are concerned, into Jewologun, Onipe, ki àwọn other ethnic nationality ká máa jẹ́ ẹrú lábẹ́ wọn. Ìyẹn ló ṣe mú Bàbá Gọ̀sìmẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣínbàjò. Wọ́n fi sábẹ́ Buhari. Bàbá Gọ̀sìmẹ̀ tó lè sọ̀rọ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ pé bí Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe ni, ó yẹ kí bàbá ẹ̀ kó resign ni. But no. Ìtí mo rí yìí kò ṣe tí mo fẹ́. No. I can't be part of this. But he refused to resign as a learned man, as an educated man, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Wọ́n tún wá ní ẹ̀yìn tí a bá wá sọ tán wá ní tèmi Tinubu ti fi Ọ̀ṣínbàjò sábẹ́ Buhari iṣẹ́ olórí ṣe. Wọ́n tún wá ní Fáṣọlá iṣẹ́ òní Fáṣọlá rí ṣe. Look at all this structure. This is because a Fulani does not care. And they are still thinking that we are like a toy. Wọ́n sọ wá di bàbí, wọ́n sọ wá di baby, wọ́n sọ wá di dummy. And we are all looking. This attitude of Fulani makes him believe that he is to rule wherever he is, regardless of his comparative intelligence. Oh, bá àmọ̀wé jù wọ́n lọ, ó máa ṣerú Fulani ni. Ó máa ṣerú Fulani kú ni. Kò sí ìwé tó lè lọ kọ́. Oh, bá àgbà PhD mẹ́ta. You cannot change the mindset of the Fulani man. And that is what our brother and our father was also able to explain to us, Chief Tola Adeniyi, when he was saying that in 1,000 years, you will never be able to change the mindset of these people. Their mindset is what I will about to show you now before we go into the next video. Just watch this.
Senator Manso, can I just quickly clarify? Did I hear you say that you helped rig elections before now?
Let me tell you one thing. Yes, I did, because I'm now confessing the truth. Look, what do I mean? I don't have to go and change election, but you know, when you provide money, you give money to INEC boys to help you if they see any chance that they should favor you. You provide money to the security. All our elections in the past, I've been in this game for about 40 years. And I tell you, each time, it's not necessarily when I'm contesting election, but when my party sponsors a candidate. I would like that candidate to win election. And what we used to do before, we make provision for INEC, we make provision for security, we make provision for even agents of other parties, so that they will not, raise any objection to whatever we are able to get. So whether I rig myself or not, by providing those resources, financial inducement to the officials, I am rigging election.
Do you think that we can diminish or remove that influence as 2019 approaches?
I'm going to remove that. You've had in there. This is all part of the game. They use front lines. Sometimes they are political gladiator. And like my big auntie there was saying, my dear, even if you send a video to him, he will not care. All the governors are disgrace to humanity. So now, let's find out what a paper that was presented by Paul M. Lewis that says Etoluga language of the world 16th edition to study group in Philadelphia recently. We know Yoruba people, awati kaweju. So everything is in writing, but this time around, we must act. Act whichever way you think. If we do not act, I cannot come here be talking. I haven't got that time. I haven't got that energy. Because a lot of people have been writing too many articles. We have so many brilliant people. Let us go into any kind of chaos and come out of Nigeria, and then we start all over again. We have the time now. Even UTHMAN Danfodio dreamt that 200 years is what God revealed to him. So what is now making us to sit back? Oh, you are scared. So the Nigerian army, you are scared of. You are scared of the country. If we break it together, every one of us will enjoy it. Kò ní jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ tiẹ̀ nìkan tó wà ní Europe, tó wà ní America, tó wà ní Asia, nìkan la máa gbádùn. Oh, ní láti máa send owó to anybody. Every day you go on Facebook, somebody need health matter. They need to go to India. Why do we need all that for? We have everything in our land to make us prosperous, to make us compete in 10 years with any other part of the world. Let's continue with this. Now, according to Professor Wola Awoyele, a linguistic, too many people, so educated, well-versed experience, is telling us, a linguistic at the University of Pennsylvania. He noted that the Fulani are the recent immigrants in Nigeria. Cameroon, Chad, Benin Republic, Guinea, Senegal, Niger, Mali, and Sudan. The Fulani symbol is turban, flag, alikumbe, mosque, and the book. The Fulani are very creative. Oh, they are very, very creative. Extremely creative. People who are often very tight-lipped. But Fulani man do right. You think they are not watching us? They are watching us. But what they know is the dream is about to expire. We were talking about amalgamation. Now the dream of their forefather, we are going to make sure that that dream comes to reality. That dream will come to reality. They are also silent and very, very secretive. You can see, they say Buhari is alive. That one is alive. No. That one is a dead man. They are very, very secretive. Where is Aisha Buhari? Where is Aisha Buhari? That 419 woman. Where is she? Ibona Aisha Buhari wa. She has kept lit because she has collected money. So anything happen to Nigeria, she does not give a toss. All her money is not in Nigeria. All our money is outside the offshore of the country for our children and the husband and the grandchildren and the rest of that. Let us create that problem to end the dream of UTHMAN Danfodio. Whether by lobbies, whether by secret lobby with any government, whether we are going to work with any government, whether we are going to come out, whether we are going to fight, something must be done. If not, the next generation will be very brutal. And that, because they will say you're a time waster. Now, let's come back here. They are very mistrusting, calculating, and patient. Now, they are watching everything that is playing out in Nigeria. They are playing out the magic of how they want to run the 2023. They are listening to people like us that want to break Nigeria. The Biafra wants to break away. Every other ethnic group are going to break away. Now, they are either going to fight back to hold on to the power, or they are going to deceive people like Tinubu and say, come, or they, Umugo, come here, what do you want? You never be president, okay, but you're going to sign that we continue to hold on to the power behind. That's what's going to happen. Let's quickly read more. I know we have spent so much time, but I have to narrate it with other things along with it. That way you'll be able to understand it. The Fulani are described, as cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Let's find out the meaning quickly. Cold-blooded. These are Fulani. Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Denoted animals whose body temperature varies with that of the environment, e.g. fish, without emotion or pity, deliberately cruel or callous. The Fulani are callous. They do not care about anybody. Cold-blooded. Do you know why? They were able to kill this man. Ẹrántí bàbá yìí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn ní ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run lára ni. Where is that man? Ọba Ifọ̀n tó pa. Ọba Ifọ̀n wọ́n pa pẹ́tẹ́. He was killed. Cold-blooded. They take him out. They don't care whether he's a king. They don't care whether he's a Yoruba man. They don't care whether he was traveling, coming off a meeting. They don't give a toss. These guys are what we call
cold-blooded.
Let's come back here quickly. Now, they are also ascetic and reclusive and tough-minded. A Fulani is very tough-minded. So when I sit down here and I'm saying that I can do this, I can do that, you think I'm joking. A Fulani man will do 5 times what I'm planning to do. The Fulani place premium. So they have placed premium on the role of the mosque in his culture. And this is why in all of Nigeria, a Fulani will never play Jama behind an Yoruba man. Wọ́n ní ever kírun tí bàbá yẹn fi kú bàbá lágége. Bàbá lágége wọ́n kírun lẹ́yìn bàbá yẹn. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Kwara, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Kogi, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà l'Èkó, we are telling you that a Fulani will never pray behind you. Oh, bá àmọ́ Quran kó mọ́ lórí kó gbé sọ̀kalẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n ní kírun lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ because they don't believe in you. A Fulani will never pray behind a Yoruba man. And that is what the writer is saying. A Fulani man will not be able to be part of a Jama. Kí ló ń pè ní Jama? Tá bá fẹ́ kírun nísìn, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Wọ́n ò ní kírun lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Wọ́n ò ní kírun lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. It's because they do not believe in you. So when we are saying that, let us get a Yoruba nation, a nation where you will have opportunity as a Muslim, as a Christian, to practice that same religion, you have all refused to adapt to it and say yes. It's because you are still believing in one Fulani man. A Fulani that does not care. A Fulani that does not and will never pray behind any Yoruba man. Be careful. A Fulani that will not pray behind a Yoruba man. A Fulani that will not pray behind a Yoruba man. Ambosibosi, àwọn tó jẹ́ Christian. Àwọn tó ọ̀tẹ̀ ní kírun lẹ́yìn Mùsùlùmí lọ́mọ wá gba ti Kristẹni. Ṣé rí pé when we are saying to you, let us end this now. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má fi sentiment sí. Ṣé rí gbogbo tó bá gbà ká bá lè ṣe orí ká ṣe. Ṣé rí gbogbo pé a kò máa gbà ní diplomacy nìkan. We agree. We are not disputing that. But ẹ jẹ́ ká prepare pé nǹkan kí nǹkan tó bá gbà tá bá ń bá fi kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà orí ká ṣe. Ṣé rí tẹ́ bá sì ń sọ pé ká máa fi sentiment sí. Fulani máa ṣe worst ju ti àwa sọ lọ. Worst. And I'll show you a video quickly. I have to keep showing you some of this video so that you can understand what I am saying now. And because when I read this in the morning, I was shivering. I was shivering because I know that these guys want to do 200 times more than what I want to do. And that is why I am ready to make sure that we have whatever it takes to conquer them as well. Let's watch this. If a Fulani can do this, right? What do you think they will not do? I'm asking you. What do you think they will not do? Watch this. Watch that. Yeah, Allah Akbar. They are not the real Muslim like the South. But the people in the South are thinking that àwọn Muslim tí wọn náà, àwọn ti Fulani, ẹlòmíì, Yorùbá ni o, àwa lọ́wọ́ ṣòkòtò yàn ní wá dé sálẹ̀. Fulani bá rí ẹ máa gé e lórí torí pé kò kíá. Can you see that? Ẹ̀wọ̀n tó ṣe fáwọn soldiers wa. This is a soldier. So if they can do this, they did not show when they were killing them, but you saw what happened with the rice farmer. They killed them and took off their head. Fulani are very, very callous. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. Look at what they're doing. Can you see what they're doing? Can you see what they're doing? Can you see what they're doing? So, let us be patient with them. Let us continue to be patient with them. That is what a Fulani is ready to do. That is exactly what they can do. And they will do that without any sympathy. If not, they will go into a school and pick up all the children in the boarding school. You think these people, they care? They are real animals. They are literally animals. And that is why we are saying enough is enough. Let us end Nigeria so that we can have peace of mind. Peace of mind. Let us end Nigeria now. Check your phone. My brother that is watching us, Uluwaran Tobi, Jesu Bami. Check your mobile phone. We've already been able to sort out something for you, to replace back, your credit. Check your phone, right now. That's what I was just doing while I was slowing down as well. Check your phone. I've sent, something onto your mobile phone. Once again, let's continue, with the program. We do that once in a while, even though it's not everybody that we can give, MTN. But once in a while, I see people ask for, a bit of 100 naira on the MTN, and we can sort that out without any problem. Let's come back here. The Fulani language, Fufude. This is the Fufude that Nnamdi Kanu has been saying that let this man, the one inside Asoro, come and speak in Fufude. He's never going to come out and speak in Fufude. With his variation in Fula, Pola, and Pula is very highly prized. It is their weapon to discuss in secrecy and manipulate it and carry out their machines. The Fulani will freely learn other languages and already like to learn other languages. You know why? As a means of infiltrating them for economic, political, and religious advantage, while really speaking Fufude in the presence of others. So I'm going to start pushing a little bit because I want to open the phone line at exactly 4 o'clock. In an interview by the Nation of Baba Oluwide, a former economic consultant to the United Nations, it was reported inter-ally. Let's read that. According to him, Baba Olu's territory were forcefully taken by the Fulani, having it also significant the collapse of the Fulani Empire. He said the main cause of the downfall of the Fulani Empire was a defect inherent in their political, social perspective, which he says celebrate lack of tolerance for diverse culture and resonance of pluralism of ideas. I'm trying to push as quickly as possible so that we can open the phone line at exactly 4 o'clock. This writer that wrote this article in 2010, 10 years ago, before I started talking about Oduduwa Nation, Yoruba Nation, the writer, in disagreeing with the interviewer, would not be so swift to sink the ditch of a Sokoto Caliphate or what they call the Sultanate. While one may agree that there is a reawakening, I hope my mic is on. Okay. So I'm not just talking. Even though I'm reading some of the comment coming through, and I will have picked that. Now, while one may agree that there is a reawakening of consciousness, we are telling Yoruba people, the Biafra are telling their people, hey, all this is like a consciousness. We are waking your mind because we don't want us to be conquered again. Even though UTHMAN Fodio himself dreamt that 200 years was all it was shown for the empire that he fought so much for. Now, it is one view that the battle, Koiki, what do you do to reduce the data? Let me do the same. Okay, you need to watch it. Okay, I don't get that Sunday. If you want to reduce the data, that's a different thing. The person was asking for some kind of 100 naira. We just, sorted out about something onto his phone. But you can watch it. You can listen to us on the MixLR. And the MixLR is this. Let me quickly show you all. So you go there, and then, you're going to find myself, which is Koiki Media. We're live as I speak to you right now. So this is MixLR. We're paying for it every month, and we appreciate. That's why we say continue to support us. Every month, there's a lot of money coming out from my account towards what we're doing. But it gives everybody opportunity to listen, but you save enough data. And I'll put the link now, for those of you that are watching us on Facebook. I'm going to send it to this broadcast. Bear with me, everybody, please. Let me quickly send it. But the moment you're there, you can also follow us. It's very cheap. We have about how many people that are listening now on our MixLR? The number has dropped down to 7, but we started with 9. It's cheaper for you, and that way you can save data. Because I understand in Nigeria, you guys are spending so much money to watch us, but I wish we can do something quicker. But the only thing we can do is to break up that shithole country called Nigeria. So we're going to open the phone line at 4 o'clock, which by then I should have completed this write-up. You might tell me now, okay, hey, I was already upset, and I can tell so many of you upset. So, my brother, you will get the link now of the MixLR. Click on that. Remember to follow us on there. It's very, very cheaper for you. And there, you've got it there. Sunday, Mike. So you have it there already. Just click on that, and then it will take you straight into the MixLR where you can watch us as well. We're almost there. It's not a lot more left. This is about what we have left. You can see. So I'm just pushing it quickly. Now, it is one view that the battle to overthrow the yoke of the Fulani political imperialism, non-colonialism, economic exploitation, and religious extremism is just about to begin. While it may be true that the Fulani is being haunted by the dream, and one of them Allah is the share, Allah Baba the share, UTHMAN and FODIO, and they are making preparation. They are already making preparation for the D-Day when they will leave Nigeria or chase out. Whether they like it or not. Oh, where UTHMAN and FODIO come from? It's from Gobi, or somewhere there. It's from Gobi. But we come into that later on. Just bear with me. We come into that later on. So let me just do. We saw his picture. That's him there. And this is the man that all the Fulani, Sunni Islam. This is what the problem is. This is where all our problem is. And we must end it. We must end that. We must end that caliphate. They are okay. The D-Day when they will leave Nigeria or will chase them out, it will amount to, hear this very well, it will amount to political suicide for the oppressed and the enslaved ethnic nationality in Nigeria to go to sleep waiting for the time when the Fulani will voluntarily leave Nigeria. They're not going to leave Nigeria voluntarily. We must chase them away. There may be eventual negotiation, which is good. We can negotiate. That is if they are ready to leave. But this writer, again, doubt it, given the characteristics of a Fulani man. Just the same way I have said, they are not going to let us go without a fight. It is one's view that the Fulani is not cheap and neither is it free. There is always a price to pay for one's freedom. The Fulani is willing, the Fulani is willing to loot, maim, and kill to hold on to his empire. And already, they are ready to sacrifice to keep that empire. Are we ready to sacrifice? Yes, Fulani, UTHMAN and FODIO is from Gobi. G-O-B-I-R. Gobi, that's where it's from. G-O-B-I-R. That's it. Gobi was a city or a state, is what is now Nigeria, founded by Hausa in the 11th century. Gobi was one of the 7 original. What's this again now? Was one of the original kingdom of the Hausa land and continued under Hausa rule for nearly 700 years. Its capital was the city of Akwala. In the 19th century, element of the ruling dynasty fled the north to what is today called Niger, from which a rival dynasty developed a ruling as Sakin Gobi. In 1975, a united traditional sultanate took place, resident in Sabo Bima, Nigeria. You can see where all our problems started. Let's quickly push the remaining part of these Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki, and I do appreciate every one of you that have stayed tuned with this very episode of this broadcast. It will be recalled that the Fulani embarked on ethnic cleansing of the Jukun ethnic nationality in Taraba State in 1990. Those of you that knows all those fights will remember that. The Fulani are viciously claiming the ownership of Idiaraba. And the yell, Emagbo, they were even calling Barawo, Barawo, meaning thief, thief, during the time of Governor of Lagos State then, Bola Tinubu. They were calling him Barawo because they believed that they hold Idiaraba. Now, Tinubu, in his own state, the Fulani started the war on traditionalists in Shagamu. Did you hear that? The Fulani was telling those in Shagamu when they were celebrating the Oro festival. The Fulani have tried to reduce the thieves' population by extermination during the First Republic. The Fulani have tried to emasculate the Kata in Kaduna before. That is why there's a lot of fight going on in Kaduna. The Fulani tried to cleansing the Sakipian of the non-Fulani blood. The Fulani have been killing owners of the land in Iseyin and Shaki in Oyo State. Remember, media report noted that scores of owners of land in Oyo were left dead, maimed, or raped. The Fulani are determined to wipe out the Biron, the people of Plateau, from their ancestral land. The Fulani has just recently killed a policeman in Ekiti State after wounding the owners of the land. The Fulani has an emir of Ilorin in a Yoruba town. The Fulani is determined to have emir of Jos and possibly emir of Enugu. I'm sure the Biafra also are preparing for the worst case eventuality. According to The Nation, in its report of March 14, 2010, also noted the following. In the West African country, sorry, I have to pick this call. Our lórí ètò nísìn, màá pè yín padà. Ẹ má bínú, màá pè yín padà. All right. Those are. I need to sort something out, but I'll quickly finish this up. Now saying not yet. Do not call, please. We're not taking calls. Please do not call yet. In the West African countries, clash between the nomadic Fulani and the indigenous community are well known, underline the fact that the challenge is a sub-regional phenomenon. In Cameroon, Ghana, these same bastards are all over the line of this country as well. Mali, Togo, Niger, there are frequent clashes between the nomadic Fulani and the landowners constitute a major security problem for the national and regional government. In the Chad Basin, there were clashes between Fulani and the Shua Arabs have led to thousands of deaths. Reliable source claim many of the clashes were between indigenous community and the Fulani herdsmen accused of trespassing on native land, in many cases attempting to take over the land by force arms. This also shows, as we are almost finishing up this particular article, again is exactly 1551, the 15th of December 2012. This shows that Fulani has a character that is antithetically to the hopes and yearnings of other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria and around West African subcontinent. They are used to taking things that do not belong to them. Fulani, Oluranti, it looks like you're looking for something more. We've already sorted you out. You shouldn't be posting that comment again. So I'm talking to Oluranti Jesu Gami. If not, we're gonna have to block you. It looks like you're becoming a nuisance. We've already sorted you out, and those comments should not be coming again asking for MTN card. Again, they are used to taking things that do not belong to them by force, exploiting the oil of the Niger Delta in a way and manner it has been for this long is not of character for Fulani, spending the national resources to which they contribute next to nothing, like a drunk gambler, just like Lugard was saying, is part of the Fulani nature. The Fulani has no capacity to compassionate where his interests are at stake. Thus, the murdering of Kensarowiwa, Delegiwa, and there another Akalakut, and Oluwatosin. There means nothing to the Fulani. It is just a way of life. They can kill you anytime. They can kill you anytime. They don't care. Now we are almost, at the last part of this article, and then we open the phone line at exactly 4 o'clock. The essence of bringing this to the attention of the world, this was 10 years ago, especially the Yoruba, other ethnic nationality in the bondage called Nigeria, is to let them know what they are engaged with in this struggle to be free and have self-determination. So this person has been asking for self-determination since 10 years ago, even though we were not ready then. But now that we are all ready, we must make sure that we are not writing another article in another 10 years. If not, the next generation will take a lot of us out as quickly as possible. Let's finish this up. Now, the Fulani is not prepared to negotiate. If he's going to lose out, he will fight ruthlessly. Wọ́n ja láti fi kúrò. The only language a Fulani understand is war and conquest. All you need to do is just listen to Malam Seli Bayaru in a quote above. Listen to the post-humanist voice of Ahmadu Bello echoing from the grave as he used the word ruthless, conquer in speaking about his fellow countrymen. Listen to Malam Bala Garuba in the West African Pilot newspaper speaking of the conquest of his supposed countrymen. Listen to Malam Falulu Bello, the MD of the Unity Bank of Nigeria, that was threatening that there will be no real peace in this country. When I say there will not be peace in Nigeria, some of you say, oh, Koiki, you are talking too much. Kò ní sí peace sẹ́, kò ní sí fọkànbalẹ̀ àfi tá a bá kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Tí àwọn politician wọn bá ní pé fọkànbalẹ̀ máa wà fáwọn, àní fi wọ́n lọ́kànbalẹ̀. Ẹ̀mí tí wọ́n náà máa lọ sókè báyìí ní gbogbo ìgbà ni. Because the threat of a Fulani is a threat to my people. Let's take... Ṣé mo pa wà lórí ètò? Ẹ jẹ́ ń pè yín padà, because màá pè yín padà. All right. I'm sure she was not aware, that's why she kept calling. And sometimes we have to take those calls. If not, they'll keep disturbing. Now, listen to the silent yearning of Maitama Sule. I'm sure you all remember that man that says that they own the oil rig or blah, blah, blah. Yes, the nightmare of Danfodio dream may hang like a noose around the Fulani neck, but the Fulani will never give up without a fight. And now, we are just almost there. We will finish this before 4 o'clock. I can assure you that. I'm pushing it. The Hausa people are still wondering how they will become so slavish to the Fulani. They are still wondering how their valuable heritage has been polluted, done for that of the Fulani settler. The Hausa are still wondering how a great history of their forefathers have been supplanted by that of a Fulani to whom they have shown great love and hospitality. Every ethnic nationality in Nigeria needs to be aware that Hausa people are very confused right now. Some of their elite have been incorporated by the Shimin and the secretive Fulani. The Fulani are very few in numbers. They have been brainwashing the Hausa people to believe that their Hausa destiny are tied together with that of the Fulani because of Islam. The same way some of the Yoruba that are Muslim are saying, oh, our Muslim can never combale because Fulani does not believe in that same religion like you. The Fulani use the Hausa as a buffer to perpetrate Fulani evil in the Hausa name. And they're going to do the same thing if we are not careful. What they have done to Hausa people is to make them believe in Fulani as the pathfinding for the Hausa. As you can see, we are not much left, just a little bit left before we conclude on this. And then we open the phone line. Now, it is the Hausa who used to fight the Fulani fight and battle. This is what Sir Ahmadu Bello, taken in a page of the book of his Fulani great-grandfather, UTHMAN Danfodio, has also done with other minority groups in the north of Nigeria, using them as a tool for Fulani conquest of Nigeria. As pointed out above, this trick has been extended to all ethnic nationality. We have politicians that are supporting them for their own selfish interests. They don't care whether they are Yoruba that are suffering, as long as the Fulani continue to fund their own agenda and look after this politician. And that is why we say from next year, we go after all these politicians as well. Nigeria, as much one could find among them corrupt leaders who owed allegiance to the Sultanate rather than their people. So when you say you have a governor, no, you don't have a governor. Your governor is under the Fulani Sultanate. They are under the Fulani Emirate, and that is why we must put a full stop to them. All right, we've already sent it already, Uluwaran Tilbi, so it should come straight to you. Maybe sometimes it might take a bit of time, but it's already been sent. The writer, Enitoko Way, has his doubt if the Hausa people will ever wake up, because Hausa people have also been badly affected, by this Fulani bastard. Now, even if and when they wake up, the benefit of the greed and the unbated appropriation of resources, now we are saying that we want to leave. Our governors are not interested. Some of them are not interested because of the greed of what they are taking. Ambo is probably somewhere around the world enjoying all the stolen wealth he has stolen because Tinubu brought him there under the Emirate of Fulani. He has used Ambo, he has dumped him. He's now using Sanwo-Olu. They'll probably dump Sanwo-Olu, but we will not allow them to control us anymore. We will do everything to stop their agenda with the Fulani. Now, for whichever labor out of the Niger Delta, other part of Nigeria will still guarantee the Hausa Fulani cooperation. And as I'm almost finishing, the minority ethnic nationality in the north are now waking up. They are realizing that they have been slaves in their land. They have just realizing that they have been fighting the battle of Fulani to their own and their people deterrent. They have just realized that the cow are much more treasury, just like that bastard imposter went to visit his cow rather than the children that have been kidnapped in Castina by the Fulani than the Biron mothers, the thief wife, the Jikon sister, Igala children, the Nupe brothers, and the Kate fathers. Now, the Fulani is a fiercely ambitious man. Contrary to what Lugard is trying to make us believe, the Fulani will plunder, loot, rape, maim, kill in pursuit of his ambition. The Fulani will take advantage of the weakness of his host. Gbogbo àwọn tá gbà wọ́n tá ti gbà wọ́n sílẹ̀ nísìn wọ́n ti overrun wa báyìí o. Ìyẹn ni gbogbo wọn ṣe pariwo ẹ jẹ́ lọ gbóògùn jáde, ẹ jẹ́ lọ máa nà wọ́n lóògùn. Gbogbo ibi tẹ́ran wọn bá ń wọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kẹ́ran wọn máa kú sórí eko yín o, nítorí pé Fulani ò ready láti lọ. Ṣé rí pé tẹ́ bá attack àwọn kan tẹ́ bá ní kó máa lọ àwọn míì tún máa dé. The Fulani have taken advantage of our weakness as a host in Yoruba land, supplement it and appropriate his wealth and the means. Ẹran náà lọ tún wá ń tà fún wa. The Fulani for the last 200 years has been at loggerheads with every known hospitable host of ease, not just in Nigeria, but in the West African sub-region. The Fulani ambitions are intolerant of the existence and the well-being of others. This is where one could agree with Lugard that the Fulani is seriously, a disease. Fulani ti di disease sí wa lára báyìí, adé láti yọ kúrò, and the menace to any community to which he seeks to attach himself. Tó bá ti attach him lára báyìí, ó máa difficult láti yọ kúrò. But this time around, we must stop it. Thank you very much, Ìwà Pẹ̀lú Ẹwà, ẹ ṣé gan ni Mama wa, Funke Bello, and the rest of you that are watching. And this is the final part before we start taking calls so that you can also add your voice as well. Now, ethnic nationality, Yoruba people, Igbo people, Niger Delta, we have over 3, I think I was reading that article before I came live. We have, Shotiloni, we have about 300 and something. This is something that I was also, doing research before coming online. Was amalgamation of northern and southern Nigeria in 1914 a mistake? Oh, massive, a big mistake. But that is not what I'm looking for. Anyway, we have about 300 and something, tribes. Now, the writer is telling every one of us today, if we refuse to come out of Nigeria, oh my Lord, every one of us are in big mess. Let's read the final part of this article. This article was written 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Oh yeah, actually, the coronavirus, what the vaccine see. Now, the ethnic nationality in all of Nigeria still stand a good chance to be free. Ẹ máa gbọ́, a ní opportunity láti túra wálẹ̀ báyìí. A ní gbogbo opportunity o. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ lówó, ẹ kí lẹ fẹ́ fowó ṣe, ẹ wọ̀ tí gbọ́ níbì kan. Tá ò bá gbọ́ níbì kan, problem tèmi àti ẹnìyẹn kò ṣe problem Koiki Media o. ẹ jẹ́ ká tàwọn èèyàn lómi jí o àwa ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ lábẹ́lẹ̀ o ẹ̀yin náà máa ṣe ti yín o ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ká tètè ní kíákíá ní pàràǹṣàṣà. That chance will fizzle and dissipated without standing firm. Mo fẹ́ wo kí ni meaning òyìnbó yìí. Mo fẹ́ break it down. Okay, yeah. Mo fẹ́ break òyìnbó yìí down. We've used so many English today. Let me even understand how it's pronounced.
Dissipate.
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 Dissipate. What is the meaning of dissipate? Disappear or cause to disappear. We must make sure that Fulani disappear in our life completely. We must do everything to dissipate without standing firm, strong, and willing to make the necessary sacrifice that will not be required. Tá a bá sacrifice, ṣeré lè tẹ́mi ṣe ara sacrifice ni o. Ara sacrifice ni o. Ṣeré ìtẹ̀ wà nílé, lẹ́sìn sọ pé yẹn, ẹ̀yin diaspora, kí la máa ṣe? Tí mo kọ́ tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe ni o. Ẹ jẹ́ kẹ́ tètè kíá. Ṣé gbọ́ ọ̀pọ̀ tó yìnbó yìí sọ? Ẹ gbọ́ ọ̀pọ̀ tó sọ again.
Dissipate.
Kí ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Ẹ jẹ́ ká make sure pé a evaporate wọn, a dissolve wọn, ká make sure pé wọ́n tún wá sáyé wa mọ́ láíláí. Ìyà tá jẹ lábẹ́ wọn ti tó o. Without standing firm, tá a bá dúró bí ọkùnrin, tá a bá dúró bí obìnrin, tá a bá dúró together and strong, willing, a máa make sacrifice o. Gbogbo anonymity, I slept at 6 p.m. only to wake up at about 4 a.m. That shows how tired I was. And everybody that must have been looking for me online, even up to 10 o'clock, a lot of you probably would not have seen me online because the phone was still completely turned off. Because my body no be wood. I'm doing this for everybody. You must do it as well for everybody. We are not here to make any gain out of it. I can live in this country 40 years and I don't have to struggle and maintain anything. But I am worried that the generation will disappear. You need to confirm, have you seen it or not? You know, my brother, Oluwaranti Tobi. Sometimes it takes a bit while, but I'm sure it will come through, you know. So, that's what I can say. Anyway, it is time, it is time to repel. When you repel, I'm sure this writer is trying to not use words like I would like love to use it. Let's look for the meaning of repel.
Repel.
Did you see that?
Repel.
We must drive, force an attacker or attacker back away. Fight off. Each time I say we should fight, some of you say, no, let us negotiate with them. You cannot negotiate with Fulani. We cannot negotiate with Fulani. We cannot negotiate. Okay. We cannot negotiate with Fulani. Let us understand that. Yes, we must push back. Yes, look at you, they want to dissipate my rice. Oh, what a day. Anyway, it is time to reclaim our freedom and right. It is time to seek any means necessary to be free from the bondage called Nigeria. I repeat again, and let me highlight it so that you can need and understand. I am now right. I'm reciting this very slowly. It is time to seek any means necessary, any means tá bá lè think of. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ká máa lọ sínú ẹ̀mí ni, kẹ́ máa bá wa gbàdúrà ni, ẹ̀yin máa gbàdúrà. Tó bá jẹ́ pé kẹ́ bá wa ra nta máa fi jà ni, ẹ rà fún wa. Tó bá jẹ́ pé kó máa lọ rí dọ́dọ̀ politician ní Amẹ́ríkà láti máa lobby pẹ̀lú wọn ni, go and do so. Má fi dídà wa nìkan o. Iṣẹ́ gbogbo wa iṣẹ́ tá gbé dání yìí o. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo kà sílẹ̀ látàárọ̀ nísìn for the last 2 hours was 10 years ago. It is time to seek any means ló sọ. Ẹni tó kọ̀wé ó ní gbogbo any means to be free from the bondage called Nigeria. Cows could not, should not, would not, and must not be more important than our daughters and our sons, our brothers, our sisters, as well as our mothers and fathers. Ṣé mo wíire àbí mo wíire? Let's now take some of your calls. +4475 9405097. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I'd like to say thank you very much for those of you that have been with us in the last 2 hours. The line is open if you'd like to add your voice to part of what we've been discussing in the last 2 hours. While we are waiting for calls, let me just take a short interlude again.
Akọ́nilé káyé ní sí. Ká sọ̀rọ̀ tútù tó yọbi lápò. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní. Òwe ìbáwí. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa. Òwe ìkìlọ̀. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa. Òwe ìwúrí. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló pa. Tọ́rọ̀ bá sọnù. Òwe là fi wá. Àkàlò èdè ńkọ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń lò. Ibi gíga. Ibi gíga gíga lọ́mọ Yorùbá yóò máa lò. Ibi gíga gíga lẹ́tí máa rọ́mọ Yorùbá. Ibi gíga gíga lẹ́tí máa rọ́mọ Odùduwà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní rí wa nílẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní rí wa lẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn. Ibi gíga lọ́mọ Yorùbá yóò máa lò. Adéwálé lùlù fún wa ibi gíga là ń kọjọ́. Ibi gíga là ń gbóṣù.
Iwaju. Now we take the first call and I say good afternoon to those of you that are still with us. Hello, caller. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Àwa ni ẹ màmá wa.
Ẹ kú ètò sáájà fún yín sá lọ́wọ́ àrùn yín lọ́wọ́ kò ní rẹ̀ yín o.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń mí lọ́wọ́ yín àtẹlẹ́ tí ò mí tẹ́ ní kankan náà ń sọnù wọ́n yín o.
Àmín.
Ọlá ìfẹ́ tẹ́ ní sí orílẹ̀-èdè yín á gbè yín lórúkọ Jésù.
Àmín.
Ẹ jọ gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ látàárọ̀ láti gbọ́ àti gbọ́.
A máa translate gbogbo tí mo kà yẹn máa make sure pé mo translate gbogbo ẹ̀ sí èdè Yorùbá tí a máa send ẹ̀ káàkiri. Ó máa lọ lédè Yorùbá. Máa ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí.
Gbogbo kìíní láti gbọ́. Even 2014 there was a man ó lọ sí Redeem l'Abuja ló ti ń sọ gbogbo kìíní. Wọ́n criticize man yẹn. Ni. So ó pẹ́ ta ti ń gbọ́ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn wọ ò gbàgbọ́.
Wọ́n máa gbàgbọ́ nísìn.
Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ wọ̀nyí kò sí kankan tó gbọ́ lẹ́kìtì bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ọ̀làgbọ́rọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
Torí royal family mo ti wá mo pé ilé ẹ lọ bá ọba yín ẹ sọ fún ṣé ó bìlọ́ọ̀gì sí àwọn olóṣèlú àbáwọn ará ilé wọ́n ní kí ló fẹ́ ṣe mo nírọ́ ní ẹ lọ bá nǹkan báyìí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ní kò possible làwọn èèyàn wá ṣe sọ lẹ́kìtì o. Èkìtì ọmọ Èkìtì ni mí. Possible kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ tán sì ń sọ wọn ò gbọ́ gbogbo kìíní wọn ò gbọ́ tẹ bá dẹ̀ ń sọ fún wọn máa dàbí májíìkì ni irọ́ ni kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ Ọlọ́run á fún yín lókun àtàgbára nǹkan tó bá nù oníkálukú ẹ tó bá jówó ló lè múlẹ̀ ẹ tó bá jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ ló lè sọ tó lè ro ẹjọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká rò ó ẹ jẹ́ bá wa sọ fáwọn èèyàn jẹ́ ká ro ẹjọ́ yẹn ohun rìn jìnnà lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ wa yìí ó máa ń rìn jìnnà gbogbo gbà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ á dà fún yín Ọlọ́run fún wa ṣe lórúkọ Jésù.
Àmín Jésù. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ma. All right, ma. Plus 447594050979. That is the number. The show ends at exactly 4:30. So let's just take more calls and let's hear from your view. Hello, caller.
Yeah, I'm calling from Philippines.
Hey, Philippine, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just want to draw your notice to some things.
Okay.
There was a letter they sent to Bishop Oyedepo.
Oh, yes.
He read the letter.
Oh, yeah. I think I'll try and play the video tomorrow. I've seen that, but I'll play the video tomorrow. It's too late now. We won't be able to catch up with that now. Yeah.
Those people who are saying they should negotiate, you cannot negotiate with
No,
them.
you can't negotiate with Fulani.
And they are ready for war.
Yeah.
They are ready to fight. They said, according to the letter, they were inviting every Fulani in West Africa to come down to Nigeria for a war. It's a war.
Yeah.
If we are waiting for negotiation or to do anything, it's going to be a war. If we just have to wake up now.
Yeah.
And I want to make a suggestion.
Yeah.
Sherry and our politicians were to Verge. We should go after them.
Ẹ̀yà fi hàn sílẹ̀ sẹ́yà ní láti January politician a máa fún wọn ní warning pé nítorí pé ìtagbédání nísìn ó ṣeé ṣe kí generation kan kó tètè parẹ́ tá bá tètè stop menaces of this Fulani. Díẹ̀ ni bàbá wa kan sọ lórí Facebook lórí YouTube ó ní 10 years of warning 10 years lẹ́ni tí kọ́ ló ti kọ́ article 10 good years. 10 good years.
Yes. We should go after our politicians or don't let me we take it from them. You understand? We take it from them. Everyone consider once in Nigeria, they don't hold their ass no open. Baba continue that is almost sentence. Only the history is about to repeat itself. Asari to Kori, you know, I play Lano.
Osolano, yeah.
Yes.
Osolano, yeah.
History is about to repeat itself if we do not act.
If we do not act, yeah. Because what he prepare ni. Ẹ ṣe gan ni torí àsìkò bàbá wa ẹ sáré fọhùn díẹ̀ sí ká tó dípẹ́ ikọ̀ torí táìmù tí ń lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ká lè tún yẹ kẹ́lómi wọlé láti kí ni pín.
Ní Oǹdó wọ́n ti àtàkà Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn agbára náà fi ààrẹ ti kan lára wọn Fúlàní yẹn. Ní Oǹdó town ní Oǹdó state. Wọ́n rẹ kó ẹranko wọnú oko wọn jẹ́ agbára pọ́pọ́ wọn àtàkà wọn ọlọ́pàá ẹni by force làwọn ọlọ́pàá rí ẹnìkan wọn arrest. So we just have to act fast, otherwise we are in a mess. So these people are coming to kill everybody.
Okay, Benny.
The next person to use a Fulani might be clutch of truth.
Thank you very much. Sir. Thank you. Ẹ jẹ́ àpè bàbá wa tó ti ń pè wá láti ìlú Ìbàdàn. Ẹ má bínú, I had to, àwọn tó ń bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ ó yẹ ká ti send nǹkan kan sí wọn látàárọ̀. So that was what I was also doing there. Because like I said, I've been so tired today. But we have to do what we have to do. Ẹ já lọ sí ìlú Ìbàdàn. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè alàgbà. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Iṣẹ́ nìyẹn.
Yàrá sà. Gbogbo bí ẹ ṣe ń ṣe ni mo kí pé ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Olùdó àgbèwà o.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ọlọ́run gbà wá ní location náà.
Àmín.
Nǹkan tí èmi fẹ́ dá sí tí mo fẹ́ bóyá a lè rí nǹkan kan sí lórí rẹ̀ ni pé bí a ṣe ń gbọ́ yìí àwọn wa péréte là ń gbọ́ ládẹ ń wò bí ẹ ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí. Ọ̀nà tí ayé èmi rò pa tó lè rìn tí àwọn èèyàn fi lè wá fi lè gbọ́ nílé mi pé tó bá ṣe é ṣe téèyàn bá rí irú rédíò station kan hack àwọn èèyàn á gbọ́ dáadáa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Téèyàn bá rí bí àwọn rédíò station pọ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá gan in fact radio station tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n lé 300.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Téèyàn bá lè rí ẹyọ kan hack àwọn èèyàn ò fẹ́ believe but tí wọ́n bá ti ń gbọ́ lórí rédíò tí wọ́n mọ ibi tó ti wá.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n gbà wọ́n believe ẹ̀. Ojoojúmọ́ lèmi máa ń bá àwọn èèyàn sọ. Ẹlòmíì àgbà ẹlòmíì lè ní ṣe bí àwọn tó máa jìjàgbara yẹn wọ́n ti múra lè lábẹ́nu. Wọ́n á bèèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni yẹn pé ǹjẹ́ àwọn gangan ṣé kò yẹ káwọn gangan wà lára ìjàgbara yìí? Ṣé kò yẹ káwọn gangan kí ni nǹkan tí àwọn gangan fi lè kí ni weapon tó wà lára tiwọn gan tán lè fi defend ara wọn tó bá dé lójijì? Wọ́n ní kán gbàgbé pé ẹnìkan múra lábẹ́nu káwọn gangan tó bá mọ̀ pé ẹnìkan múra káwọn gangan lọ join wọn kán lọ assist wọn kájọ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀. Kí wọ́n gbàgbé nǹkan tí ń jẹ́ pé ẹnìkan ń ṣe kinní kan ẹlòmíì lè ní ṣe bí Sunday Igboho ló fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ Yorùbá. Màá wá sọ fún wọn pé Sunday Igboho kọ́ ẹ̀yin gangan wà lára wọn.
Gbogbo wa ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Gbogbo wa because èmi tí mo sọ̀rọ̀ Ìbàdàn lèmi wà tí mo ti ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
Moment tó sọ̀rọ̀. Moment tó sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ ti save number moment tó sọ̀rọ̀. Moment tó sọ̀rọ̀. Ìyẹn mo ṣe gbé lẹ́ẹ̀kan tó ṣe ń pè torí mo ń ka kíní ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn mo ṣe gbé.
Èmi náà ti rí pé busy gbà yìí. So ojoojúmọ́ èmi ń bá àwọn èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀ káwa gangan ká assist ara wa àrí àwọn Biafra ń sìn wọ́n ti ní security ti. Kí ni security ti wa? Àní even àwa gangan fúnra wa àti tó ṣe kíní fúnra wa ká kóra wa jọ but tèmi bá rí yàn assist mi o I'm ready. Tí mo bá rí yàn tó máa join mi because èmi nìkan ò lè dá ṣe. But àwọn tí àwọn olóṣèlú wa ń lò ní lọ́tùn lósì èmi máa ń bọ́ pọ̀lọpọ̀ sọ but ẹ mọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ti fi owó lórí wọn. Ẹ tó bá ibi tó bá ti ń róúnjẹ jẹ ló máa sáré sí. So nǹkan tó wà níbẹ̀ nìyẹn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
Ọlọ́àkọ́ àmọ́ ṣe we are working on irú ti radio tẹ̀sán yẹn we are doing something and we hope we will be fruitful on that very 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 soon.
Yes, sir.
We're working on that. Let's take one or two more calls at exactly 4:30. I will wind down from here. I would like to appreciate everyone that have joined us. Moki, we're going patapata. 10 years, somebody also warned us, but we refused to listen. Maybe this time around, we will all listen and do the right thing. Am I to draw another 10 years? So it's about to draw another 10 years. That means every one of us has failed. This is a direct call from Nigeria. Hello, sir. And to Lori. Hello, caller. About mute the background, yes, sir. All right, that person has gone. Once again, okay, it's coming back on again. Okay, I know this caller. I know the face. Once again, I'd like to appreciate every one of you that have joined us. Let's get this caller in quickly. Hello, caller.
Hello, also last
State. You're okay. Àmín.
Nǹkan tèmi kàn rí sí nǹkan tó wà lẹ́yìn pé àwọn ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ tán àwọn náà máa kọ́kọ́ kú because gbogbo wa báyìí nǹkan tí àwọn Fúlàní tẹ̀lé fi wá sí ládùúgbò wa Ifá àti ó ní agbára.
Wọ́n ti ní power gan ni. Wọ́n ti ní power ni.
Wọ́n ti ní plan fún wa. Àdẹ̀bò ọ̀dọ́ sójú kan ká sùn. Orí tani tó bá tẹ̀ ti sùn ní yìí kò lè sùn. Àbọ̀ ọ̀dọ́ sójú kan bọ́. Tẹ̀mí ó ṣàkó tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ tán àwọn náà ti rẹ́dì. Àwọn olùkọ́ máa pariwo làwọn fẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ tó bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tán báyìí àì máa rọ̀ tàwa náà kó dàrú.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. These are some of our team, some of their movement today in Kwara. Jẹ́ ká gbọ́.
12-2020. So, everyone, we are on the journey. We want to work.
Every day, we are moving them from one end to the other. This was a journey that they started this morning. So Motor Park, Lowayan, and this was, they've sent this message since morning on their way to different places that we are sending them to as well.
Today is 15, 2020, December.
So, so we'll continue to do what we can do. Like I said, without any hesitation. And thank you very much, my brother Shina Yusuf. All hail the Biafra. We now have opportunity. We must not wait another 10 years for somebody to play my video and say, but why is this sorrow now? 10 years ago, why not take part of man? If we allow that, we have all failed. And that is why every one of us, with anything you can do, doesn't have to do with us, with any other groups, it does not matter. As long as we come out of this shit hole called Nigeria. Wherever you want to support, whether you are doing your own thing, do whatever you can that can create awareness. El Kishiro Kweteba Peshe Party, El Montemache. El Kishiro Kweteba Peshe Yeye, El Montemache. Sherry Bobo Kinita and Soy, Bubu Alokon. We're working on another pilation of something that we want our people to see all the atrocities that have been committed, and we put it together in one, in one log. Eletaka anything, Tibati Sheton, Timo Farabale, Timo settle down. I will now translate everything to Yoruba. I will now put it on our timeline. I will now send the link out. And to buy the Bawa Losheni, especially this video, we'll probably also, get it out as well. Please, Mike, I can't send message. You need to Simon Ekpa so that he can read it for Biafrans. Okay, I'll send to Simon Ekpa as well. I have his number. I'll send a message to him with this article. This was 10 years ago, and this is the article again there. The dream of UTHMAN Danfodio. The dream.
Considerable incentives, including a night to stay and work for government.
And that is it. They know He saw it in his dream as well, that 200 years was what everything will come into conclusion. And that is why they're fighting hard to keep it together. They've seen it as well. They can hear every one of us with a lot of energy. They know that we are not going to back down. They probably want to coerce with some of the Yoruba people and say, we'll give you presidency for Yoruba. I can see some of them. They are running to some of our kings. They think that one will solve any problem. If people are my brothers of Balenu, awa ma tu brothers of Balenu, Oba. They think they can coerce us again by going to our king. I saw some politician going to Olu of Ibadan. I read that already. They think they can go to a politician and go to our king and let the king tell the market women to come and vote on another government. There's not going to be another government. Kakaki government you are going to fund pata. Yellow easy ju. To damage is the most easiest thing. Ṣé kékeré lẹ rí ní EndSARS tí ẹ̀mí wọn gbọ̀n. Ṣé EndSARS lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ rí tí gbogbo wọn gbọ̀n tẹ́mi wọn gbọ̀n. Ìtò ń bọ̀ ó máa ju EndSARS lọ. Thank you very much, my auntie Stella. Raphael Benga, thank you. Thank you very much to Destiny Oyedele and the rest of you as well. There's all the politicians they went to Olu of Ibadan. And when we say to our people, go to the king. Enyama beru. Politician no beru láti wọnú ilé ọba. Ọba wa ní gbogbo tó bá wà mo máa gbọ́ gbogbo tó bá ń sọ. Go and read the article. I don't want to. We haven't got much time left. I've only got about just 6 minutes left. The politicians, they want to visit Olu of Ibadan. What to bear again? Maradona. They're going to Olu of Ibadan. And when we tell you, go to Olu of Ibadan, and when? How should we do that? So, but politicians can have access to the king, but access to Oba. So why are you wasting our time then? Anyway. 10 years ago was that article. 10 years. That's over 1 decade. 10 years. 1 decade. When I was sleeping as well. But now, I don't want anybody to come and be using my own video. Just like I'm using that as a review. It's exactly almost 3 hours going to 4 hours we spend. So it's quite, I told you, it's going to be a long one. 3 hours, 2 minutes. I appreciate those of you on our MixLR. Thank you very much. Let me see if you have any comment there. Francis said, the time has come for FULANI'S to leave Nigeria. We start from the Yoruba land first. Good evening from UAE. Richard, we cannot back down. Now we have to finish it up. Yes, this is a job that I'm not ready to back down. No. Whatever risk is inside, I'm ready to go into it. A Fulani man is ready to go the risk as well. You think that these guys are ready? They are warlord, jihadis. I sent you a message on what I wouldn't have read any message on yesterday, Baba Kenny. I was so tired yesterday. After the dinner, I just went straight to bed. 6 o'clock, only to wake up at 4 a.m. And that's when I was able to capture this article on a WhatsApp group. Too many WhatsApp groups continue to do the best, but also hold meeting. Not just WhatsApp messages. Eloma, hold meeting. Politicians are moving now. We will stop them, but we want you to engage with the locals. Even if they don't believe you, go different places. And on that note, I say a very good afternoon, and I say, play the national anthem, donate to Koikimedia, support us so that we can move more, we can do more. Every donation that you're giving us will help us to fund what we are doing as a Yoruba nation, but as under the media of Koikimedia. Also donate to the Yoruba Rescue Fund. And like I said to you, have a very good afternoon. Bye for care. Ajibodu Malawa Eshegoni. Thank you very much.
Iṣẹ́ wa fún ẹ.
ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ òkàrìdé bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀.
Bye from this end. Have a very good evening. My name is Olayomi Koiki. I appreciate everyone that continue to support us. We will not relent until we break away from Nigeria peacefully, violently. It doesn't make any difference. We will definitely stop the chaos of the Fulani. I will not allow my video to be reviewed in another 10 years by somebody else for not completing the job. Bye for now.
Kò sí àǹfààní tí ó péye láti dé ibi àṣẹ ní orílẹ̀-èdè tí a pè ní tiwa yìí. Ikú ìyà, ikú àìsí, ìpakúpa ni wọ́n ń pa àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tí ó bá ń fi òtítọ́ inú ṣe iṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ ó wá dára kí ọmọ ẹlẹ́ran kí ó máa jẹgun? Ṣé ó dára bí kí ọmọ aláṣọ kí ó máa wọ àkísà? Ǹjẹ́ ó sunwọ̀n kí ọmọ onílé kí ó máa gbé ẹ̀yìn odi? Ẹ jẹ́ kí a rò ó kí a má bàa fi ohun tí a fẹ́ jẹ bà ohun tí a fẹ́ jẹ jẹ́. Kí a má ta ara wa dànù kí iṣẹ́ àwọn baba ńlá wa tí ó ti lọ ó má bàa parẹ́.